All right. So last session, you guys decided to do a little more prep work because that's all. You're waiting for the apocalypse at this point, so you might as well get as much prep as you can. So I had told you about a bunch of people that had some things that you wanted, like potions of invulnerability and tomes and other things like that. So Zaitari and Melanie went to a potion maker who was Elara, who had who was at the establishment called the Jinx and Tonic, and in exchange for her potion, she agreed to take some of your magic items off your hands. And also, she had requested, since she knew that Zaitari was a performer and artiste of some renown, she needed a love letter for her patron girlfriend. Um, but she wasn't very good at writing love letters in the way she would love to convey them. So that was a fair exchange for those potions. Um, and then Raine, you did a little bit of gardening as you do. Um, and then continuing on the quest to get items that may be useful, like the tomes in particular, you guys went to a retired adventurer named Dr. Fritz. And apparently, Dr. Fritz, what ended up happening was his pet plant, Thedleaf, was sad because Dr. Fritz had passed away, so he used Dr. Fritz's body as a meat puppet to be closer to him since he had died.
Sure.
Yep, as you do, as pets do, is either consuming you or wearing your corpse. So a wish spell was used, I believe, and Dr. Fritz was brought back.
Correct.
To his surprise.
To his surprise, he's just like, I died 2 years ago. But regardless, he was just like, just take the books. They've been sitting in this library for like years, so go ahead as my thanks. And yeah, you guys have tomes. You have potions of invulnerability. You got your little garden going on. Everything is going swimmingly. Does anybody have any questions whatsoever?
We had a timeline at one point. We were told about how long it would take the Godslayer to be ready to go. How much longer do we have at this point?
You have 6 days. Six days. 6 days. 6 days.
11 days. Sorry.
But also around this time, because I would say a day has passed since you guys have been doing all these interesting things. You
Can I ask what Tilda was doing during all of these things?
I think that we had her doing some research in the library, right? In the magical library?
Tilda.
I mean, I'm fine with if you didn't come up with anything. I mean, that's probably what she was doing.
I don't know if I had. I assume it was research. I default to research because.
Or putting stuff into her spell book.
Yeah, you could have done that too. That's fine. Reading.
Oh, and you actually might have still had some hours on your one book that you needed to do too.
No, I didn't.
Oh, you'd finished it? Okay. I wasn't sure. I knew that you were close to finishing it, but I didn't know if it was done.
Okay. Yeah, no, I kept track of that, and I did finish that.
Cool.
Go.
I don't know if we specifically stated, because I myself just kind of assumed that you might tell us what you had wanted Tilda to do. While we're gone, we try to leave you with as much what's that word?
Leeway.
I was gonna say agency, but yes.
That works too.
So since it's been a while, since we did that, and the thread has been archived, but I have it up now. Everybody remember to add a potion of invulnerability to your sheet, except for Raine, because you already have one. Aoife, you're
Everybody?
getting a potion of flying. Yeah, because we got 4.
Oh shit. Okay.
So, yeah, we each have one. Raine got 2 potions of speed. And then I don't know what we want to do with some of the items, so that's why I have them marked as question marks.
You said I got a potion of flying.
Yes, 1 potion of flying, as do I, because I am limited in my mobility as far as vertical movement. Some of us are blessed and don't have to worry about that. So the things that I have marked that are question marks are these are glyphs of warding, an aura of vitality, beacon of hope, greater restoration, and 3 mass cure wounds. And I also have 1 superior healing potion to distribute. I have a superior healing potion and 2 potions of greater healing, so I'm good. So if anybody needs that superior healing potion, I will mark it.
So I currently have 1 regular healing potion.
Okay, that is going on you.
You said superior?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll mark that as a 1 then. And then I know a lot of those glyphs were gonna be something for Mel to proc. So
Yeah, because there's a holy weapon for you.
Yeah.
And Aoife, you have 2 enhanceability glyphs of warding. But yeah. I think we just need to decide how to distribute the mass cure wounds. Like who might have an action that they want to
Is it an action or a
have
bonus
free.
action?
No, it's an action.
It's an action.
Mass healing
Yeah.
word is a bonus action.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm gonna put one on clone Zaitari. Well, not clone Zaitari, sorry, simulacrum, but you know what I mean.
I feel like the it's kind of a toss up because like Mel is somewhat hardy, so sometimes she'll still be up, but she also is often in the mix of things, so she might not be up. So I don't know if it'd be useful for Mel to have anything like that or not.
You do have a lot of action surges, though.
I
I
do.
feel like the tricky thing with the mass cure wounds is it's most useful on somebody who is up in the mix because those are the people who are most likely going to need a mass cure.
I'm gonna put one on Melanie. Raine, do you? Oh wait, I'm thinking that maybe we can't hear Raine talking. KK?
Raine, were you talking? Or KK?
If
Now,
you
there's
were,
a-
we still can't hear you.
Okay.
Player named Raine in one of my
Got
games.
it.
It's even
Heard
more
ya.
confusing.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Do you want to mass cure wounds?
KK, we cannot hear you.
Sorry.
There you are.
I will say the
How
one
does-
thing to keep in mind is that Raine and Aoife each have evasion, meaning that if there is some sort of crazy fucking AoE bullshit, they're the ones that may take 0 damage from it.
I'm
But only
expecting
if
all the
they-
AoEs
yeah.
to be con saves.
Yeah.
Necrotic damage and poison
Mhm.
damage and shit.
True.
I'm guessing I kind of have mass healing word in a sense, in that I have aid and I'm not going to use it beforehand. I'm going to use it as a mass healing word if I use it.
Okay.
So I think it's probably better to split that out. I think mass healing word has a bigger range, but still 30 feet's not bad.
Yeah.
I do have mass healing word prepared.
Do you want to just have it for free, just in case?
I mean, sure, if that's what you want, but also I'm usually a pretty decent distance away. So,
But you've got what, 50 feet of movement on your broom?
yes.
That's not anything to
Now
sneeze about.
No.
I'm gonna give one to Tilda, or I can just give 2 to clone Zaitari, and that also works.
Whatever you want to do.
Okay, I'm just gonna mark it for Tilda. I'm gonna mark the greater restoration for clone Zaitari as well, because you know. And then Aura Vitality and Beacon of Hope. Do you want those, Mel? Are
Aura
those for you?
Vitality, I would like that one, yeah.
Okay.
Not too many things Mel uses her bonus action for, right? I mean, there's things, but
Beacon,
You
like
mostly
Aoife
get
could
things.
proc Beacon of Hope if it's a glyph of warding situation.
Yeah,
it's
we're
all-
just popping it out at that point.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, Aoife could pop it if you wanted.
Okay, I will put it on Eva.
it definitely works like in Baldur's Gate 3, Jared, right? Works on.
Yeah, of course it does. Of course, because Baldur's Gate 3 is a totally accurate representation of 5e.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I mean-
Raine gets an extra bonus action now, right?
No,
I'm not gonna lie, it's surprisingly accurate to a lot of the vibe. How many barrels do we have?
no.
We have a mundane chest, right? That we just pop them into.
I mean, let's be real. We do have a portable hole. We can fill it with black powder.
You can
Yes.
if you really want to. Jesus Christ, this game has.
Campaign with nuking
mean-
a great old one. We develop clear vision right now.
Darren, if it makes you feel any better, I don't know anything of what they're referencing.
It's fine. It's fine.
There's a lot of explosive barrels that you can acquire.
I
and then
was
put them places.
exploding barrels before it
yeah.
was cool.
We have an
You guys
army of
didn't-
Okay.
clerics we can
Not a
bring with us.
None of you understand. None of you understand that you could be in an oil field where everything is on fire and it's all oil oozes, and the man just wants to kill himself. He just wants to run in the fire.
One day we will.
Everything is exploding.
One day we will introduce the rest of you to the delight that is Divinity Original Sin 2.
I literally own that game. I just didn't realize what it was, so I've never installed it. I'm gonna have to play it. I now am realizing that Larian games are amazing. So
I am a
I'll
good
totally
Sherpa.
play it with
yeah,
you.
I am a good Sherpa.
We'll totally play it with you.
I intend on buying it and doing the same thing. So
Okay.
um,
I'm trying to limit planning. So how are distributions? Are you guys
I
almost
think
done?
That was
I
it.
think we're done. I think that's it. So we've got 6 days, right?
I made
6 days to
potions
the
and I
God
think I
Slayer is
passed
ready.
them out.
I think
to
you
people.
did. I remember you did.
how many monks do I have trained up on the separation technique?
You have. Let me go back to my page of monks. You have 14, and you
Oh my
have
God, okay.
designated. I believe for your second. Belzor will be your second. Latu is your third.
Yes. Okay. Perfect.
Is
14
Latu
is
the
not bad.
He's
Like,
he's the Arakoa
goth
who's
guy?
yeah he's the goth bird.
Yeah, I like him.
14. I'm happy with 14.
Mm, Mallory, I have an oil of slipperiness that I've never used.
If you don't want it,
And
I would.
I
don't
will
love it.
say,
intend
in character,
you.
I feel like Tilda probably hates using oil and
Yep.
slippery.
Yeah.
This is our RP
That is-
choice.
She applies it like
Kind of, yeah.
oil.
Like, no, I don't want it.
It's
I
in a
have
little rollerball applicator.
um, apply directly to the forehead. I
So yeah, Mallory, if
So-
you want it.
also I have an oil of slipperiness, but I also am currently attuned to a ring of free action. So I think that that's kind of double dipping. So I most likely won't need to use the oil of slipperiness.
Hold on, I would
I'll
gladly
take
take it. Oh.
Yeah, I'll give it to you. That's fine. I'll I'll go ahead and take it off. You mark it onto your sheet.
I've
And-
got a bottle of questionably old honey. Does anybody want
Whoa, what?
that? I also have the deck of useful things, a staff of vaulting that I haven't really touched.
I don't know how useful those useful things are gonna be when fighting a god.
Do you have to attune to that thing?
Which one?
the
vaulting?
staff.
The staff, yeah, sorry.
No,
Ooh.
you do
Mm.
not. I don't use it because I can already triple my jump distance for the low price of a short rest recoverable resource.
Yeah.
Mm.
need
Yeah,
to
can I put that
make a
on
note.
Simulacrum Zaitari, because just to have a mobility option.
Yeah, you can absolutely take the staff of vaulting.
Rad.
A bunch of mine give me like reactions and stuff, and I can never remember which one does what.
That's fair.
Okay. If anybody doesn't have anything to do on this day, I'm gonna forward to the next day. So now it is day 5 more days until your Godslayer is ready for deployment. Anybody doing anything to? Oh, you do get a. Isadora does get a message in. And she goes, and first person she finds is. She doesn't run into chambers first. So 2, 4, 6, 8. Oh, it's Zaitari. Zaitari. Isadora goes to you and says, so I have really good news. Latin from the Exalted, the wizard, she's contacted me. She says she thinks she is ready to go with her illusion, she says. I don't know how much.
She's the one making the sad rocks.
Yeah, she's
Yes.
making the sad rocks.
She is making the sad rocks.
She mentioned in her brief sendings that she's ready to go, but you guys will have one shot at this. She won't be able to do it again.
I mean, I'm pretty sure we always thought we only had
Yeah.
one shot.
Yeah.
I didn't think we had to redo.
Yeah. So, but if
How many rocks can you really make sad?
if whenever you guys are ready to go, she can do it. It's going to be a one-time thing. And she needs at least 3 ley line points. A nexus point with 3 ley lines intersecting to do it. It has to be at least 3 or more.
I think the spot that we were looking at out in the desert was going to be 3 now.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so if you guys remember, I think I put the updated one, just to show you guys.
Oh yeah, it's 4
after
now.
Yep.
So
After the shift, this is where the ley line nexus points are at.
and
Yeah,
did
I believe
we-
you relayed to everybody that was important that this is the plan of where we're going to execute the stuff.
Also, we had, I believe that we'd sent a message to, I just think of her as Porn Mom Kitty Cat.
Mama Pearl. Yep.
Yes, thank you. And we were
And
like,
you're not
hey,
wrong.
can you see if you can send some riders out here and be like, BT dubs, guys, this place is gonna suck for a bit.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, we told her to
Yep.
please start evacuations, thank you.
Yep.
And I think the only other bit of housekeeping is Aoife should be speed reading those that book we found from the Not Anymore Plant Man.
Yes.
Which tome was that again?
Oh, that's a good question.
Yeah?
There was 2, wasn't there?
There were 2. You guys grabbed 2.
That's right. Yeah.
It was the Jesus fucking Christ.
I know I sent it to you in a
Jesus
private
fucking
message.
Christ.
He was a very high level necromancer.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah, you asked. I delivered the
Wisdom and dexterity.
Yeah.
I
Alright.
think we offered both of them to you if you wanted them
Yeah.
because I'm at 24 dex as it is. If I'm not gonna hit with 24 dex, I'm not gonna hit it with 26. You know?
Yeah.
Also,
there's-
you've
I'm
already
at-
got a stupid high crit range too, so
Yeah, I will do both. I need 48 hours for it, right? For each
Mhm.
one. Y'all make sure I don't die from exhaustion. Aoife will pull
Greater-
a
we're gonna-
4-nighter.
Do we know
Oh, yeah,
someone who
don't
has
worry.
greater restoration?
I'll be
Yeah, you can
I'll be
target
wishing
it.
you vitality daily.
Yeah, I will do a full back-to-back 4 days doing this because I don't need to eat or drink. I just need to worry about sleep. So just keep me conscious, and I
So-
can just
so
power
I-
through
if-
it in
if
4
you-
days.
Okay, do either of these books, because I don't know what's happening, require attunement?
No, they're
No,
the
they're just to read it to
reading
gain-
books.
Manuals.
Okay, they're
Yeah,
the
manuals and
manual
blah, blah, blah.
things? Okay. Because I was going to give you the harmonious bookmark. But
No, I just need help not dying from lack of sleep.
Yeah. How
Totally
how
fair.
most of us were with when Baldur's Gate came out.
Exactly.
Basically.
Basically.
Okay. So I'm trying to figure out where you probably would have
River-
started yesterday if
Yeah.
everybody to start. So you already got 24 hours in.
I'll start with the dexterity one.
Okay, you're already 24 hours in. This is the second day 5 of Godslayer.
I'm
about to be ready.
imagining that when Aoife finishes reading these books, it's just gonna be like a Visine commercial on our face. Like your eyes are just gonna be so done.
I'm gonna while I'm reading, I'm gonna have somebody like bring me a bowl of ice water to prepare. The second I'm done, I close the book, slide it to the side, dunk my head in the ice water, then open the next book and just start.
Yeah, I'll just be casting Greater Restoration on you every day because I do have it prepared. So
I appreciate that.
Okay, so we are at day 5 of, Latin tells you about the sad rock. Where do you want them now? Like,
What do you mean?
okay, she's done researching sad rocks. Is there a place that she and the rest of her group should be going to?
I mean, at this point, I feel like if they wanted to start traveling over toward Robur, that's fine. Or if they wanted to come here and we could all travel together, that's fine. It's kind of whichever the one that they would want to do. I mean, if you guys agree with that.
no, that's pretty much what I was thinking. So
I mean, I don't think it really is going to be. I mean, if they want to go over there and start preparing, or
I was gonna
just
say we could
whatever.
send them over there early so they can start setting up a base camp. So we can get there and have like an actual established place for preparations the day before.
Yeah, that sounds like a really good idea.
Okay, so you're saying, hey, we have a spot in Robur. They can probably figure out where that spot's going to be because they're pretty, they know about, ley lines and nexus points and everything. Or they can talk to Morley. Isadora can set those people up because she is your social correspondent.
our sending liaison.
All right, so they are going to head to Robur. All right, great. So if Aoife is speed reading, so 1 day, 2 day, you'll get done with the book
Red
of
day, blue day.
yeah. You'll get done with the dexterity book after this day has passed, so you can go ahead and do your thing with your stats now.
Lovely.
Okay.
I will donate the book to the Keep library once I'm done, so it's not lost.
Okay, sounds good.
Didn't Zaitari a lot back when we first started? She had a manual dexterity.
No.
No, yeah, someone got it.
There
Because
was
I
I think there was a spent one that's going to be ready in
So-
like 50 years or something like
yeah,
that.
Zaitari.
We got a
Oh,
manual
yeah.
of intelligence.
Yeah, Raine's collecting those. she's lucky.
We did get a manual of intelligence as well. That Tilda used and was then handed over to Nenri because Nenri is as a full elf will still probably be alive after the 100 years of the magic.
Oh, Narine's gonna be alive long
Yeah.
after everybody else in this party's gone.
Assuming that
Exactly.
we all live. I mean,
If we don't die, we'll be alive.
Nenri might live exactly the amount of time that we all do at this point.
Actually, here,
he's
I
gonna
have-
mad scientist his way into like the astral sea or something.
Hold on, I have a brilliant plan. All we need to do is find withers. We each give them 100 gold, and we become level 20 druids, and we'll never die.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay. They
Is this another Baldur's Gate
Yeah,
thing?
Yeah,
it
it's
is.
another
It
Baldur's
is,
They
yeah.
they
Jared, where's Bone Daddy?
he's not here. Day
Well,
four.
Naked Bone Daddy. in your
Shut up.
game.
Day four of Godslayer almost being ready. I would like everybody to roll a perception check, please.
Oh god.
By the way, Mallory, you never answered my question about
Huh?
whether
What
you
was it?
wanted my oil of slipperiness or not.
Oh, yes, I added
okay,
it to
great.
my sheet.
So I'll take it off of my sheet.
I will roll at disadvantage because I'm concentrating on a book.
Yeah.
I'll roll at disadvantage too because I am probably putting spells into my.
Okay. Thank you for volunteering to do that. It
Yeah,
is
I
much
know.
appreciated, and I will take that under consideration.
I'll roll a disadvantage, DM.
No.
No, I'm not even rolling portent rolls either to say like, oh, I'll change that to a insert here.
You might want to roll your portent rolls.
Oh,
Oh,
boy.
God. All right, give me a second.
It's like, okay, never mind.
the
Plan
DM says that,
ruined.
you know, shit's going off.
Okay, 14, 6, and 2.
Great.
Not terrible, not terrible.
Melanie, Raine, Zaitari. There are the faintest tremors that that you feel beneath your feet. They're not violent. Like, you do feel like the ground shift. It's
I will say
very
just
yep.
because Mel is suspicious of everything, just FYI, she has been wearing her armor all the time, flanking around the keep, just like clonk, clonk, clonk. And I'm assuming Chambers is just like, she is wrecking these floors. And yeah, but she's just way too suspicious. She's like, I told you guys so.
But then as quickly as they came, they stop. And all of a sudden, Tilda, Zaitari, everybody starts getting a wave of sendings coming their way. And the conclusion you have come to is multiple shores have been hit by tsunamis and are continually being hit by tsunamis as of 5 minutes ago.
I don't even know what we could do about that.
I could show you by the wave of multiple sendings you are receiving right now, a general area of what areas are affected. So let me pull that up.
Hold on, are we basically being like DDoSed right now?
Yeah, a huge chunk of the population just got wiped out because most
Yeah.
populations is on coast.
Robur and Godarn are fucked.
Okay, there it is. So let me put this in the handouts. Tsunami areas. This will be
The handout.
yeah. Well, I'm gonna show it to you. So I
Okay.
had done this. I should have just put it in beforehand, but you know we didn't play for a bit, so I was just like, I'll draw this and it'll
I
be
got
fine. I got time. Oops, I forgot to put it in the thing. Okay, save changes and then show players. Everything in purple has been hit.
Ah, damn.
Fuck.
Bye-bye. Yeah.
All right.
Um,
Hang on.
Mel is going to try to find, I think, Tilda, or if she is not able to find Tilda, she'll try to find Zaitari. And so she's gonna like run. She's gonna try to run toward the library, I guess, because I'm thinking that's probably where Tilda is.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And as you come,
would know that.
as she comes in, she's just like holding her head a little bit, like so I'm assuming that you've heard the news too.
I think Tilda is blinking sort of owlishly at you from behind one like monocle in her eye. Also holding her head. Yes.
I cannot punch a tsunami, or hit it with a sword very hard, which is what I'm very good at. Is there anything we can do for this?
DM.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Much as I hate to admit it, I think Tilda is sort of. This is a moment of paralysis for her.
Mm-hmm.
In that she doesn't know what to fucking do either. Like, her magic is not. She can make a wall of force, but that might. And if she had known that a tsunami was coming, might have saved one place.
Yep.
One city. Not even a city, really. Like a village. A fishing village could have been saved. But I don't think she... Can I just say, I don't know either?
I mean, of course.
So yeah, I think Melanie, you're looking at an overwhelmed because she's been getting all these sendings, and honestly, like it's an analysis paralysis sort of moment.
As
Like she's kind of looking around, like she's waiting for an idea to come to her or a solution to appear. And also,
sorry, go ahead.
Also, I'm just gonna say, and also sort of the realization that it is too late to save any of these places, most likely.
Oh yeah.
And how many lives were just lost?
So Mel looks upset and like concerned, and then you see her face turn into like horror, and she says, "Can you send a sending to Shattuck and make sure they weren't near the coast? I haven't known where they are for a very long time."
That is like right when Raine appears, about to ask the same thing, because that's exactly what I was thinking. And she did go to Tilda.
Yeah. I think in their downtime she would have sending prepared.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have it prepared last time we played, but if you will allow me, we've had several long rests.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those spells you usually have on like prepared, so I can't imagine like.
Also, when we're doing like a bunch of this sort of thing, it makes perfect sense for you to have it when we're doing like administrative duties during the week.
Right, exactly. And I think this is something like Tilda grabs onto it and is like, "This is something I can do."
Okay.
Great.
What was your brother's name again?
Samuel.
Samuel. Ed Sheeran. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. I was like, I just
wait,
know
was
it's
it Ed Sheeran? No, it's Samuel. Are you contacting him or are you contacting Shattuck directly?
I think I'm contacting Shattuck directly.
Okay.
Asking, Shattuck, darling, this is Auntie Tilda. Are you all right? Are you near the shore?
you get a response like, hi, Auntie Tilda. We're okay.
Kazoo
We're
sound.
we're inland, like as like saying, is
Oh,
that the right word to
Yeah,
say
yep,
inland?
that's
Uh,
totally fine.
um,
Like-
it felt
She says they're inland.
yeah, felt really big earthquake. But we're okay. Little scary though. But she sounds okay. Pretty like when she sends it to you, she sounds pretty shook up because she's probably getting an explanation. She's probably gotten an explanation
Right.
from Sam, like what may have been happening, or if he's heard anything. Because depending on where they are inland and what the size of the town is, they may not even know like what has happened yet.
Yeah.
You know, it's
And
like,
the fact that she
might
said
do
she
okay.
felt but the fact that she felt a big earthquake says to me she is not far enough inland. But
I mean, with that much, I would say that you're gonna feel tremors pretty far.
well, that's the thing. We felt
minute.
tiny tremors. She felt a big earthquake.
So she's closer than the middle of where we're basically in the middle
No,
of the
exactly.
continent.
Well, or there are also earthquakes happening.
That could be too.
Because
That could
honestly, tsunamis and earthquakes are usually tied together anyway.
Hmm.
Like
I'm
that's
gonna
not.
assume the earthquake came from planks in the temple there.
Yeah, just
Hmm.
Aoife's gonna wander and still reading, using her astral arms to not bump into walls.
They're just bumpers like on oh my god, on bowling alleys. Like just
Oh, I was thinking like the blind dog halos that they make.
Yeah.
But she comes in bouncing off the door frame, and she's not looking up because she's got to get this done. I think we need to get over to Ripper and start getting prepared. Like now, I don't think we can wait much longer. If we don't have the Godslayer or whatever, we don't have the Godslayer. I don't think the old ones are giving us the timeline we were hoping for.
Hmm. Oh my god,
That's
that's
exactly it.
adorable. Tilda kind of looks at the other two. Where's Zaitari?
Zaitari, while this is all happening,
Oh boy. Okay.
when you felt the
Why am
tremor,
I special?
when you felt the tremors, you're like, huh, that's weird. Not even 30 seconds later,
Oh god.
That's 5 rounds. Jesus.
there is this wave of melancholy and despair and
Oh.
just this foreboding energy that hits you as thousands upon
felt a disturbance in
thousands
the
of
forest.
people's lives have just been lost and have gone across from the material plane into whatever planes, whatever deities they worship, whatever reincarnation, whatever afterlife they were promised or not promised, they're headed there. And I need you to roll a Constitution saving throw not to pass out from just this massive wave that just bombards you. Yeah, you're fine. Like it comes as a shock momentarily, but then you're able to like concentrate on like just being present in the material plane, just holding on to like some shred of reality as this wave initially hits you, but over several minutes it does continue to hit, but not as strong. So you could probably guess that lives are still being lost, but they're not the initial hit when the tsunamis hit.
I'm assuming I'm feeling this because of. I assume I'm feeling this because of my Raven Queen connection.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sounds about right.
And because you're a Jedi now, apparently.
Apparently.
Oh, so Jedi.
Um.
I'm going to send another sending to Shattuck
Mhm.
and say, tell your Uncle Samuel to move you both further inland.
And away from Rubber if you happen to be there.
And away from Robert if you happen to be there.
You hear, "Okie dokie, Auntie Tilda. We're not there." She it sounds like she was about to say where she was, but then she she just stops and she's like, "We're not there." And yeah, that's okay. Okay, love
They're
you.
just in the basement of our goddamn keep, aren't they? Just like, what ifs?
That'd have been a good choice, though.
Yeah,
Actually,
honestly,
you know what
probably
we
would
need to
have.
do is just make some sort of like enchanted item that can cast Magnificent Mansion over and over again, and then just put all of our loved ones as a Magnificent Mansion.
In there.
Get in there.
Stay in.
You can
like
live
a
there
projector.
forever. Just keep recasting it.
Like those star projectors you can get for the bedroom, but it just keeps casting the doorway to the Magnificent Mansion.
There would have been also a love you and keep safe at the end of Tilda's second sending to Shattuck.
Oh yeah, she's just like, "Love you, love mom, mama," you know, that kind of thing.
Love moms, yes.
Yeah, love moms, love Auntie Zaitari, love, and the message eventually runs out because she's like, Auntie Zaitari, moms,
Love cheese, love
Aoife,
crackers.
Moose.
Yeah.
Love
Moose.
Oh god.
Just hear names and then it just eventually just stops because they're at 25.
Yeah, Moose go with her as like a protector too.
I don't know if you sent Moose with her. Did you think?
I can't remember. I swear that we may
I don't think
have,
we
but
did.
it's been a while.
Because we didn't send all of them, that's for sure.
No,
Yeah.
but I want to say Moose like got that honor because like he tried to protect her that one time, but
Yeah.
I literally
we're
can't remember. I
pretty
know I
sure
thought
that-
about it, but
And we're all pretty sure he's more powerful than Son.
yeah, I think that he might be something other than he is. Now, I have not checked him for butthole gnomes, but I'm not going to trust him at this point.
What?
Remember the horse?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
And the whole time, the DM was, I'm assuming, cackling at the fact that I did not look at the actual enemy, which was right there.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I was just like, you're.
Pretty close, actually. Just
So
a few
suspicious.
buttholes
Plus,
away.
you gave her like she got a tour of the place too. So I'm like, oh my god.
I know. It was. I'm just imagining that you were just like, damn.
And it was the horse, the gift that this person gave us that you were so suspicious of.
Yep.
Everyone has a chair,
Yeah.
Thank you, Hemlock. Thank you.
Of course.
That was my chair.
Horse butthole was your chair.
Jesus. Okay. All right.
Okay, so are we gonna? So Zaitari,
I just asked, where's Zaitari?
she's here though, right?
Oh, she's here.
Okay.
I assume, Zaitari, are you here?
Oh yeah, no, she's just currently probably
Trying not
curled
to
up
be
on
not-
herself.
Yeah, not
Like,
trying not to
what
be
the
in
fuck,
fetal
what the fuck,
position
what the
right
fuck?
now.
Yeah.
So if everybody, I say, "Where's Zaitari?" and everyone shrugs.
I'm assuming we're all looking around like, because I'm assuming we're all just doing our own
Chambers!
thing.
Chambers,
Yes, yes, yes.
find Zaitari. Tell her that we need to, gather at the front of the keep. We're going to Robur now
Okay,
to get things ready.
I will do. She like darts off, and she knocks on Zaitari's room. Miss Zaitari, Miss Zaitari, are you in there? Are you okay?
Yeah, after a moment, she could probably just hear like some very heavy breathing, not necessarily like sobbing, but like dry. And she'll compose herself and be like, yes, I'm here. What?
Lady Matilda wants everybody at the front of the keep. You are going to Robur.
Yeah, I'll just nod and
But, but let's make sure we get everything we need. Things happen to me. I know it falls on me to be the asshole as usual. Let's make sure we get everything we need. Pack up.
No,
They could
that's-
also just, push us
Honestly,
into making mistakes.
love, it makes
That's
sense.
pragmatic.
We need to be sensible. We can't just panic.
But soon we
Thank
do need
you.
to move up our timetable.
Thank you for your pragmatism, Raine. I think while Chambers is going to find Zaitari, the rest of us scatter to go grab whatever we can and to
We'll
make
get the
our
packing list and
preparations.
check it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mel's already got her armor on, but she's gonna go pack up, whatever, her clothes and whatnots that she needs.
Eva's going with the shirt on her back. She has low expectations of survival, so she's like, I'm gonna pack light.
Less about survival for some of the rest of us and more about, do I have all the components I need for these fucking spells?
I want you guys to
My
know that
spells are my fists. I don't
my
need
cat-
a bag.
Yeah.
Leia came up to my desk. And that's fine. She's standing in front of me, between me and my keyboard. Looked me in my eye, walked a little ways past me, so her butthole is kind of like right at the same like parallel to my
Eye
face,
length?
like not toward
Yeah.
it, but like parallel, and just like her tail is just gently laying across my face, like on purpose. Like I don't know why. She left. Now that I told on her,
mhm.
she's
Sisters.
very offended.
My sister's dog is like next to me, and her butt's pressed against the wall, and she keeps farting, so it's a little louder than it's supposed to be.
My God.
Sorry.
A couple of days ago, I was sitting here working from home, and it's just I'm sitting here, and it's a nice day. Like it's one of the cooler days, and it's just nice. The cat is asleep on her cat trap because I keep a box on my desk to keep her away from the good stuff, and the dogs are asleep, and I'm sitting here just like it's a nice morning, enjoying my coffee, and then there's just this horrible greasy fart stank that just starts drifting through the room. No sound was ever made, and everybody was dead asleep. I still don't know who made that smell, but like somebody was having some gastro issues that day.
Only one way to find out.
What, sniffy's butt?
Well, it's not rude in dog culture, so
Actually, they'd probably
Animal
just be like,
culture.
okay.
finally, you know how to say hello.
Yeah.
Goddamn.
I know.
Weird for you to shake my hand while I'm sleeping, but okay, let's go.
All right. So,
Before you leave, Tilla, while you're gathering things, you get. It sounds like this isn't directed to you in particular, but it sounds
Uh-huh.
like it's directed to all current nobility, all current high-ranking nobility of Leona.
I'm sorry, do they have a sending mailing list?
Apparently.
I love it.
Tilda, roll a history check.
Sure, or you could just tell me, because I mean, I've got a plus 18 in history.
I mean, yeah.
Wow. That sucked.
You
That was roll 20 being like.
you vaguely recall. You recall that in times of great emergency, the queen does have the ability to send a multi-sending wise message to all leaders of Leona. The message is as stated. Currently continuing tsunamis. Stop. And it doesn't say stop, but it's it's like okay. Make room for any possible refugees. Leon and Armin is currently headed to affected areas. So it just so that was the short end of it.
Okay.
The roll a nature check for me. I know that's not. I don't know if you're trained, but you might have a high enough intelligence to.
I have a
this.
+6, so let's see. Hang on a second. I didn't write down my portents. Oh,
14, 16.
I'll take the 15.
Okay. That's enough to know. You were in geography for a while, and for one of your classes,
Sure.
it's not that difficult. It's been about half an hour since the first earthquake tremor you felt.
Okay.
Well, now that you're not reading, now you're feeling them. And when she says continuing tsunamis,
Jeez.
you realize that these tremors have been continuing.
Yeah.
Usually tsunamis don't last this long.
I mean, I think this is just confirming what Tilda has in the back of her mind, is that something is coming up out of the ocean. Is that would you say that's accurate?
That would be a fair that would be a fair hypothesis.
Hypothesis, yeah. Something's coming out of the ocean. Because I know we had that, yeah, Lynx doesn't fucking exist anymore. Probably not.
Broken eyes, too. Electric
That
boogaloo.
big. Because there was that ginormous rift where we knew that one of the old ones had been buried or trapped within, and we could feel it coming back, right?
Mm-hmm.
The broken aisle. That's funny. Put that in the shopping and planning thing, but
yeah, I didn't realize I was on it still.
Okay. When we gather again, when we've all gathered our things and we are back in, and we're back together at the front of the keep, because I think that's where I said we should all meet, right?
I believe so.
Front of the keep.
I will say to everybody, I got a message sending from the Queen. There are continuous tsunamis, and the tremors. These tremors aren't natural. I think something has. Do we? I don't remember which one was buried in there. Do we know
It was
which?
it was Natosa.
Natosa. Okay.
That's the one that we knew we were going to be fucking around with, right?
Yes. You
believe.
you currently do not have any idea if where Agu is.
Where the lich bitch is.
Yeah.
It's the city. The city's rising out of the water.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. I
We
believe
got-
Netosa has arisen from his prison. I didn't mean to make that rhyme. I genuinely didn't. I'm sorry, guys.
No, it's fine.
I didn't even notice that it rhymed until you pointed out that you didn't do it on purpose, and that's what made me chuckle. That I didn't even notice at first.
Do we have a backup plan for in case the Robur thing doesn't work out? Or in case we needed to do this earlier than we were expecting?
I mean, I think that we could probably still. I mean,
I can just not finish reading the book, and I'll be good to go. I'll just need a we just need a long night's rest, one long rest between.
Also, I mean, this kind of isn't too bad because we still might be able to go ahead and lure it, and so honestly, we might be moving up it like a couple days, but like it might not actually be that much off.
Yeah, because I mean, the thing is, I mean, it's really big, but it does take time to still move from wherever it's coming out of the ocean. You know what I
And
mean?
we don't know how fast it moves once it's up either.
I mean, most large creatures don't move super fast, so I
Okay.
would assume that it's,
So this is out of character. This is okay. Like, to a certain extent. This is what we were sort of preparing for.
Yeah, I mean, I think so. We kind of knew that there was going to be some horrible shit that happened. Like,
Yeah.
it still isn't good, obviously,
No.
but like,
What can you do? You know?
yeah.
Yeah,
like,
it's just kind of like,
yeah, we can only plan ahead and stop so many tragedies per day.
Yeah.
They're triaging this.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
While you guys are
DM.
yes, go ahead first.
Oh shit. My damn character sheet just like became super small. Hang on. Could I attempt to scry on Netosa?
You can. You can attempt to do so.
No way, this could go badly.
Yeah, I know, right? I will put it to the group first. Should I try to scry on Netosa to make sure it's going in the direction we want it to be going? Or
I don't know.
do we want to go to Robur first?
I don't know that you'd be able to tell which way it's going. With it being so large, I feel like if you scry on it, you might see like a portion of its left kneecap. You know, you might not actually be able to tell which way it's going. I do think you should be careful when you scry on it because it could maybe know and like do something to you. But if you want to try while we're all healed to try to pull you out of it if something happens, we could.
Yeah,
I'm
I
more
have
worried about the
worries
rest of you.
It hurting you through that connection. Yeah.
Agreed.
But it is your choice.
Is Isadora with us?
Yeah, that was the next thing I was gonna tell you guys. Isadora has like heard all the commotion, you know, and has come down to see you guys. She wants to know where you want her to be. Like, what do you want her to do? Because
first things first.
Yeah, she's got that
Zaitari's going to
wave
be
of sending,
incredibly
too.
selfish, and ask her to please send a sending to her husband.
Okay.
And make sure that he's alive.
All right.
I mean, we've all been doing some of that, so
yeah.
I mean, literally, the only reason Tilda hasn't done it is because she's like, the Loyalar estate is not near the ocean.
Oh, is that where
Neither
he
is
is?
the Galantra.
I thought he was somewhere random.
No, I believe we sent Theo and Trixie to basically hole up
Okay.
at the Loyalar Castle.
Okay.
Now, it might be opened soon for refugees, but that's up to him. And neither is the Galantra estate.
You get Isadora says, "Oh, he's okay.
So it is nearby.
Luckily is apparently the where he is in Inkalta, it's like they have a protected barrier against weather and tsunamis like that. He says he loves you and misses you, and is thankful that you are safe. For
Yeah.
Isadora kind of hangs
Sorry.
there, being like, relatively speaking.
Yeah. And then the next thing Zaitari is going to do is to have Isadora, contact the B team, the illusion team, and say, like, essentially, you had to have felt that. We're going to Robur now. Meet us at the place that we've agreed to do the plan at. So,
Okay.
These are the people that are making the rocks sad?
yes.
Okay.
Sad rocks.
Sad rocks.
There is a single line that comes back, and it is from fuck. Now I forget their names. Their name. I just looked at their names. It's not Latin. Latin is the Triton wizard that can make the rock sad.
Yes.
It is Ishala.
Okay.
And she says, did scrying. It's not coming here. It's going to Leona.
Fuck!
We need to get the fuck out and get that illusion going to get it over there. We need to bait the trap.
We need to go to the wilds, not Robur.
Why?
It's already headed towards Leona from Lanx. The wilds is closer. It's more likely to notice it.
Yeah, but we've already got stuff in place in Robur. I think it would make way more sense to go to Robur and try to spring the trap there. We've got more preparation, and we've got a good bait. We know we've got we think we've got a good bait. Also, we can teleport.
Do we?
So we've got sad rocks. Yeah, she said that she was ready with the sad rocks.
But will the sad rocks match up? Like,
Work.
will they compare to the tsunami tragedy?
Well, there's also tsunami tragedy over there too, though. I mean,
Yeah,
like,
there's
I would
so
say
many
Robur
more-
is like the worst hit place.
I was gonna say, well, here's the thing. Think about Robur is a very dry, deserty area. Almost all of their population is probably gonna be at the coast, so they would probably got fucked too. I mean, I feel like everybody got fucked, and Melanie is going to push really hard that we go to Robur because she feels like we've got at least like we already know that people are over there or heading there. We've already told people to go there. We've already tried to start an evacuation, and we know there's gonna be 4 ley lines there. So now, if you guys want to go somewhere else, she will relent and do it. But like, that is her strong opinion.
My
Well-
argument for the wilds is it's not behind a tsunami damage line. It'll be a fresh point of suffering.
I
that'll
think
blip
that
out.
I think that the tsunami is basically just like delicious broth on top of a meal. I think it's just extra seasoning to give more weight to the bait.
DM,
Yes.
I promise this is important to this conversation. I noticed that Viridis and Algor did not get hit by the tsunami.
They did not.
What do we know about those places? Like, what do we know about Viridis at the very least?
Viridis
And
is
why
kind of
wasn't it hit?
it's kind of like this is very widely known. Isadora probably told you this. Viridis is kind of like the pit stop island for Al Gore. You know, if you can't get in, if you're a merchant that can't get in right away, then you chill on Viridis for a bit until you
So
can
basically,
get more.
it's Ellis Island
Yes,
for Al Gore.
exactly. You could probably theorize whatever magical protections that Al Gore has might extend to some extent to Viridis because it is technically their landmass as well.
Okay.
Can we real quick respond to that sending that was telling us that it was moving? Is it moving on the surface or underneath? Because that's also going to affect things.
And I also want to ask if, like in that same sending, if they can activate the trap right now, and we're gonna go there and meet them, like.
See if it pulls
I guess like
reverse.
see if it does see if it'll do
U-E.
a U-turn.
Okay. First of all, when you ask about where it's moving, it's underneath the water still, which would coincide with the fact that there are still continuous tsunamis happening.
Okay.
That's why they haven't stopped yet.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing is that Tilda, go ahead and roll an Arcana check. Since you had the you had some of the book about the old ones. This will give you some information about them in general. Let me take a look.
Do I get a do I get advantage
I
then?
mean, you don't really need it at this point. So
I can roll better.
there might be a small issue with this illusion trap. So old ones aren't exactly dumb animals. They are highly intelligent creatures driven by hunger. He might not make a U-turn. However, you might be able to, if it's already headed in your direction, you might be able to lead it to a place where it's less populated. Because typically
the scent will mix in kind of like
typically when major old ones make a home, it's usually in a major city for access of ease of food.
Sure.
If he's heading to Leona, you have a good idea where in Leona he's headed to.
He's not stopping until he gets to Valito.
Is the path that it's going gonna take it through Godarn, or like as the crow flies, or is it gonna head up there by Port Said?
You're not sure at that point.
So if he's heading for the most suffering, right? Theoretically.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's why
So
we're trying to make this
where's
bad
the
rocks,
biggest
because we were trying
where's the
to...
biggest population center? Where not only are they actually probably not where are people dead, where are they cut off and suffering and starting to starve and disease and death isn't suffering, death is death. Where are they suffering?
Until that you just got the call to take in all refugees.
Yeah.
Can the queen do another sending to say, "Hey, stop that"? Don't do that. Don't listen to me.
Okay. So what I said before about it's not stopping until it gets to Valito. That do I feel like that's where the most refugees are going to end up?
Possibly. That is the biggest holding place that is
That's
the biggest
what
city
I was
that
thinking.
can hold them, and that is inland enough currently.
So depending on how quickly we do this, we probably want to try to make a stand in a port city and lure it there. Because those places are already going to be fucked. They're not going to get much worse by us bringing it there.
Port, was it Fish and Port Cyan?
Oh yeah, they're gone.
If they're not gone, they're leaving.
Or this guy's gonna try to find, or Natosa's gonna try to find the closest noble family.
I feel like
That's
that
going
might
to
be
be taking in-
So it's heading to its meal, and if we
Right.
combine that with the sad rocks that are gonna also put out the smell, we can use the meal that's already been prepared and then distract it with the fake one. It's not gonna fall for the fake one by itself, but we can get it.
No.
Weirdly, it's better if it's trying to get access through Gadar.
How do you figure?
Longest distance to Valido, because it might want to stop for a little snack on the way at Vox.
Okay.
And it's already been hit pretty hard by the tsunami, so there's going to be a lot of evacuated area. So we may want to make, if it's headed that way, over by Dragon Beach might be a good
It doesn't sound like it's
interception.
if it's gonna go like as the crow flies, so to speak. I think it's
Maybe.
coming through.
It is also
Western.
an intelligent creature, so don't know if they want to stop for an appetizer at Vox.
I will say, Ashalia
Vox is
said it's
tough one,
heading
yeah.
towards Leona, not Gadar. So there is a certain angle that it's going to be heading towards. I mean, we don't know exactly.
Yeah, it's not
you know,
exact.
we're theorizing that it rose up out of Lynx and that Lynx is no longer there. It could have risen up anywhere in the middle of the ocean, really.
I'm thinking somewhere like where Gadarn and Leona meet, like that's in ports. There's like 3 bigger cities there. There should be plenty of suffering for it to be drawn to.
Oh god.
Would we be able have Isadora send another sending to B team again?
Okay. Yep. She's
but
on standby for you guys. She's just like,
Yeah.
what do you guys want me to tell them?
Yeah. Are they able to get to the 3 intersection ley line thing in Leona? Because if we can divert it there, then at least it won't be at the major city.
Yeah. They said they can take the circle of teleportation there.
All right.
That does feel
They need to do that then.
Okay.
And get
awfully
there.
close to us.
Well,
Rosewater Keep.
we're here.
That's convenient.
Is that accurate, DM, or am I misremembering where Rosewater is?
Where the fuck was Rosewater again? I always forget about this. In the new campaign, I will do things a little more neatly. So, Rosewater Keep, and it's... Hold on, let me show you the detailed map of Leona. It's right, like, exactly in between pretty much the Galantra territory and Lower Elara territory. So...
Pretty close.
Yeah, so if you drew, like, a line between the G and L of Loyola and Galantra, it's, like, right in, like, the center. Like, probably southwest of the O in Valido. So, like, pretty much in the middle right there.
Okay, so it's, like, south of us. So it's far enough away where it's not like, oh, shit, it's right on top of us. But, it'll probably get destroyed.
We could say to the Queen, send all refugees to Rosewater Keep.
I don't want to use refugees as bait. Come on.
I'm not. Look, I'm not saying I want to do that. I'm just saying we could do that because.
So I mean, okay, it may follow refugees, but the truth of the matter is, there's going to be more people smushed together in one place that's in the city. Like, the city is going to be much more appetizing. So we'd have to have a real tasty lump of bait to get it to go away from the main city.
I feel
that's why
Can we stick an arcane megaphone on Aoife?
I
We'll just amplify how
that if
fucking
we're-
miserable she is as a 16-year-old.
So I think that what we should do, if we aren't going to try to do Robur,
Even Natosa would be like,
is we
"Come on,
should
kid."
okay, so let me look at the map here.
I
'cause
mean, they
I
did
think
say
that we
that they
should
can Sad Rock's
have her
plan
try to do
in Leona.
Yeah, but we should have her come and try to do it, not try to use refugees, because also I don't know that the refugees are going to be centralized enough. Like, the truth of the matter is, like, even if we're like, hey, send them here, they're still going to go all over the place because some people are just fleeing. So, like,
Yeah.
I feel like it makes a lot
they're
more sense
just
to try
gonna-
to use the bait that we already know we can make.
But they're just gonna stick their asses on the road with like some bread and be like, "Good luck. This is your destination." They're not teleporting refugees.
That's true.
Yeah, they don't have that kind of magical power.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. You guys
Not
are
on that
right. Yeah.
scale.
Not at that scale.
I
There are
mean,
going to be certain people that can
Sure.
be.
I mean, they might as well come this way because either it'll be dead by the time they get here, and it's too late, the world is fucked, or yeah, they're
Now,
not gonna.
oh, DM just left. When she
Yep.
comes back, I think that we need to try to see if we can find out if we found any historical data, and I don't know if we'd found any because I don't know if we looked for it, on how fast these assholes move. Because
That'd
we
be
have
in
no
the book
idea
that
how long it
Ro
would take to
already
make
has.
landfall.
They probably move at the speed of plot.
true.
Speed of
We can
plot.
also, I mean, we could,
Tilda already has the All Things Old Ones book, so
yeah, we
Yeah.
could ask,
I did just roll a 31 on the Arcana.
because let's be real, you know, we're changing our plan now to Leona.
Hey,
Um,
Jared, real fast, because this might affect us. Would we be able to use any of the books or knowledge that we have at this point and find any historical data on about how fast this guy might traverse a large area? Like,
You have
are we
Lyris.
thinking? Would Lyris know?
Well, he's encountered old ones before.
I mean, it's
Well, but
almost-
this specific old one is a completely different size and shape than other ones. Which one did he?
I mean, it will give us at least a baseline, you know.
He,
So, no.
well, in his realm, they accidentally blew up a major old one, and that's why he's
Oh
homeless.
yeah, that's right. So it's not even an old one that's around anymore.
Mm-hmm.
the one that Lyris encountered was also city sized though. Like it was.
Oh,
also
so that would be a good reference.
big.
What if we were to could somebody send a sending to Lyris and ask him to just come here? So we
We're
could
gonna have questions.
we have questions. We need
Isadora's
more than
like,
just a sending.
I'm on it. I've only got just to let you know, I've only got 5 more sendings.
That's
Assuming
fine.
that we were just having some poor like intern wizard somewhere just make her scrolls of sending all day. Like I'm just imagining like the amount
That's
of
all I think.
professional experience this poor guy got.
I studied abjuration for 20 years, and all I do is make scrolls of sending. There's some poor person doing that.
Yeah, I mean, to go
cold
along
hit.
with that, have Isadora send, you know, Sad Rock team the sending that they need to get to the 3, like, ley line point. We will meet them there. That's
Why
where we're
don't
going
you-
to try to.
I don't know that we should tell them to go somewhere until we talk to Lyris. Because honestly, travel time and any other questions we might ask of them could possibly change which point we want to go to. Maybe. I mean,
Alright.
we can still do it, but it's up to you. I'm sorry. Creation magic or an raft of an island? Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
We make the arena.
I feel like that sounds really difficult.
We bring the problems to us. We make an island. We reset the ley line.
Wow.
Anybody got a divine intervention in their pocket?
Nenrine? I don't know.
Nenrine.
I mean, Nenrine is still
Nenrine's
12.
just
You'd
like-
have to roll it.
DM, don't tempt it.
Hey, I am giving you everything at your disposal to use as you
What
wish.
would we have to roll?
Under a 12.
12 or lower.
Got a 10% chance, basically. But
We
that
could
doesn't
also
mean
ask
what you
Nen-
exactly what's gonna happen.
If it actually works, we could have that divine intervention help
I mean,
settle
could
where we're
talk
going.
Was it Priestess Helena, I think? In Vox? Who is a priestess of Erathis? Good
And
friend of mine?
Don't we have another high-level cleric in the Book of Ayun right now?
Yeah, yeah.
do!
Yeah, he's
Yes.
here too. He's here
Three
too.
chances.
Dear Lord.
Good God, you're okay. Yeah, you do pretty much have like 3 chances.
We're all stupid, okay, DM?
Lyris does show up. He's like, he looks like frazzled. He looks like he's been working a lot around the clock too, like helping your
Yeah, us too.
fellows. He's like, okay, like, what would you need? What do you need? What's going on? Besides massive amounts of tsunamis.
So Natosa has decided to, you know,
Awaken.
yeah, come to the party.
That doesn't that sounds like it was gonna happen at some point, I
Sure.
suppose.
Here's the thing that we need to know. So, if
The land speed of an
we-
unladen
yes,
old
that's
one.
exactly what we needed to know. Perfect. Yes. So here's the thing. Right now, it's currently headed this direction. And it'd be nice if we could get it to go somewhere else. But we don't know where we might be able to aim it because we don't know how fast they move. Do you have any? I know that the old one that you've encountered before was possibly a similar size. Do you have any idea about how quickly we would expect this to make landfall somewhere?
If he's like, let me take a look at one of your maps. Let's see. If I remember correctly, the old one we were dealing with, it could swim, so that was lovely to know at the time.
Oh.
I would guess this one's swimming because it's coming out of the water.
Yeah.
So
It's
that's enough
currently-
to
it's
cause
currently-
tsunamis.
It is currently traveling underwater.
So that's probably why there's multiple tsunamis.
Or
Now,
it's traveling up from the depths of the ocean, so it's maybe just coming at an angle.
And you are wondering when it would probably hit this shore?
We are
Yes.
wondering how fast it's moving.
Well, to get to this shore, it would probably take them, like, to get to the shore of Leona, it would probably take them. Hold on, I need the map. I need to take a look at the map because I did calculate this.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, so it's not at the speed of plot.
Mm.
So
Like, you were wrong, KK.
So, for example, he says if it was to reach the shore of where Port Cyan was once, that itself would probably take 5 days.
Okay, so we have time.
That's still really fucking fast.
Somebody give
It
me a
is,
hint
but
on
we-
where I'd find Port Cyan. Oh, does it start with a C?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, we
Okay,
call.
I found it then.
Near Wingfall.
Okay.
And that's assuming it is originating from Lanks, right?
Yes, he says. Just looking at the just getting a count of the tsunamis that are hit. I'm assuming he thinks it originated somewhere like off the shore of Lanks or something. Either
Yeah.
probably the north of it, he assumes.
Lyris, I know that this is probably a weird question, and I'm not really sure if airships were a thing. When you were your people were dealing with this, do you, in your more knowledgeable than us opinion, think that if we had tried to have somebody put an airship within viewing distance of the top of this thing, that they would be in danger, like a blimp, like really high up, not like a bird right above it?
I mean, it depends if he's traveling with anything.
Oh god, I didn't even think about the ads. Fuck.
Here's the thing: is it going to be, if to get it better, it might be worth it.
1 second.
Do
I
we
have to
know
feed my
any
cats.
truly insane airship captains?
Yes.
Perfect.
I mean, she slept with Raine. She has to be insane.
Hey, I
Hold on a
rolled
second.
really good on that performance. It
Hold
was
on a
24.
second. I think I I'm being insulted.
Maybe a little bit. But just
Um,
by a disembodied voice. This is clearly not Tilda's voice, so.
Also, I have no idea how many Eskimo sisters I have.
I'm sorry, what?
Is Eskimo sister not a thing?
No, it's like that.
I don't even know what the,
How many
what
times
the
have you
word would
slept
be.
slept with the same person, basically?
Oh, okay.
So
Nice.
Never heard that term before.
Oh, okay, that's valid. I honestly don't think I've heard it in years. It was more something that people would talk about in like college. So it was very much like a stupid 20s type deal. Okay, so if we've got, let's say on the safe side, maybe 2 days before it makes landfall. What if we try our best to find an area that is suffering adjacent? All right, like maybe somewhere near a city where it's already going to be drawn to a bit, because one, it's drawn to suffering, and two, it kind of probably knows a little bit about the area and knows, hey, there's a city over there. I'm going to head for that city. Okay, so what if we find a good spot for that and put try to put some bait down, and also try to minimize like casualties in that area. Like, we're trying to like route people adjacent but away somewhat, kind of like a bullseye almost. We're kind of routing them in like the ring around and not the actual bullseye. And then also, while we're doing that, what we could do is, if we tried to get an airship to risk their lives for us, we could try to have an idea of when it was going to arrive before it got here. We could try to get eyes on it. We could also see if there's any druids that felt like they really wanted to fly over, but that is going to be harder because I don't know if they'd have to be closer.
I have a quick question for you, DM.
Mm-hmm.
If we were to do this not at a ley line intersection, how much harder would the key separation and then vivisection of the old one be?
Good point.
Saying you don't want to use Sad Rock's plan.
Yeah, let's say the Sad Rocks go out of the window because of location.
Yeah.
Okay.
We decide to meet it at the coast, and there's no ley line intersection there. What would we have to change for the key approach, if anything, to make it work still? Because I know we have to transport it eventually to circles of transmutation to get it changed anyways. But outside of that, what would have to change?
I don't think much would change. You would have to. The nice thing about Sad Rocks, you would guess, is you would have a set location where you can essentially set up everybody that's supposed to be there in the way you want to.
Mm-hmm.
This would be a little more spontaneous, and you don't have the luxury of knowing where it's coming through currently. You just would have to just go. It's going to be difficult. It would be difficult. It's difficult regardless because you need to keep it there instead of having it keep moving. Like, if you would have, like, say you have a couple armies there or a bunch of your allies there to keep it in one place somehow. If it's just you and the monks, it might be a little more difficult to keep it there.
Okay.
It probably can be done, but
the main thing is if we have to change the stage away from a ley line intersection, it won't make the actual confrontation any more difficult. It just will slightly complicate the. Once we have the pieces, what do we do with those parts?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Also, one thing that I didn't think about is it just piecing out in the midst of us trying to kill it.
Yeah.
One thing is, if
Can't
it does
kill it.
come and it's just bait, like, it can just leave. It'll just be like,
Yeah.
oh no, this sucks here. I'm gonna go somewhere tastier. So, like, honestly, we might not have a ton of time anyway. Like, like, we might not. What was I trying to say? Basically, the actual illusion might not buy us as much time as I was originally thinking, because they are intelligent
Mm-hmm.
and hungry
All right.
and big enough that we can't just stun lock them or something.
Okay.
I think it's immune to stun anyways.
So, how does everyone feel about? Because I'm trying not to do too much analysis paralysis. How do we feel about, like, we need to do this on a ley line, right? Because on where the ley lines are.
Well, it sounds like we don't.
We don't? Okay.
We'd be able to. So the reason why we
We
wanted to
sort
do it
of-
on the ley line is so that we could just divide it and then immediately transmute it to destroy it. We can
Right.
divide it elsewhere, but it would have to be transported to the ley lines to get enough magical energy to transmute it.
Right.
So we could
Which would be
cut it into tiny pieces, but then it's going to be a race against the clock to get it to a ley line intersection for
Right.
transmutation, which means
Now-
reserving spell slots for teleportation and shit.
Yeah. I mean, Leona is not a large country. It takes a day or two to basically get from any of the ports to Valito.
Mel will go ahead and ask Lyris, what do you think as far as once we have started breaking this creature into pieces, do you think that it will become unable to respond and just kind of be like blur and then
No,
die?
it'll
Or
keep.
is
No,
it
It will-
going to just become terrible?
it'll keep going
It
because
will
it's got redundant systems.
Yeah, Lyra says it will keep fighting.
Yeah, that's
So-
the difficulty with dividing this thing is it has redundant systems.
So we should try. It sounds like we should try to do it over ley line then, because then we can transmute it as we go. Otherwise, we're gonna be
If we have to fight this
possibly-
thing twice, it's just double the chances of
Yeah.
losing.
Do
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
want to try and use divine intervention to get relines reset to wherever we run into it?
I would
Oof.
prefer not to do that because I feel like that could be a very monkey paw situation where sure
it
we move a
absolutely
ley
fucks
line,
stuff
but
up in the long run.
I mean that just seems like it's really, really gonna fuck us and possibly generations of people.
Honestly, what we should do is just get our 3 divine intervention people, toss them in the portable hole with the bottle of air, and say, "Guys, we're gonna be waiting for it. Pass it around. We'll call you if we need you."
Ideally, I think the divine intervention, I don't want to count on it, but ideally it'd be used to keep it in one spot. To immobilize
Interesting.
it.
You know what would be interesting?
'Cause
thing
that's
would
the
be
most
use the divine
feasible thing.
intervention to create the allure. So if we can do that, it solves a lot of the problems.
Oh,
Yeah, because
to
that's honestly
create a
what I
bait
was
that
just
he
thinking. Like, we
basically
make
create
the
a bait that he couldn't
saddest
say no to.
rocks.
The saddest of rocks.
And we
Yeah,
we
we
know
essentially turn the 4 intersection area of Inrober into the saddest, tastiest area it could possibly go to, and it turns around.
Actually, do we know a
That said,
uh,
I
a
mean,
cleric of the a Raven Queen? We don't, do we? Because that would be you could
I
tap
I
into
mean,
some
I
sad
would
shit
guess
there.
that Zaitari's
true.
dad could probably tell us.
There is a 4 ley line intersection south.
I was just thinking that too.
We can use the
Near-
god to
Remember
create an
Kolka.
island.
The
God.
last, but like divine intervention is kind of like wish. The more you try to bullshit it, the harder. We should ask for something reasonable. The more reasonable it is, the more likely
Yeah.
it gets us what we want.
Also, divine intervention
We
is
can't say
highly
it any-
unlikely.
Yeah, it's also highly unlikely. The good thing about using it is asking for the lure is we don't know if we're going to get it.
Well,
we don't want to.
we
We don't want to
have-
use it for transport because then it's like we're there. Hey, it's dead. Can we transport? It's like nope. Well, fuck.
We
you
do
know?
have a couple days before it's going to hit land. I say we get all the clerics who can do it in a single room, have them all try, like down a line, uh,
So
to make the 4 ley line intersection the tastiest bait, and it turns around and goes there.
I'm going to still argue for redirecting to the wilds for a few reasons.
Or that
One,
that also works.
if it's traveling underwater, if we redirect it to the wilds, it's going to dramatically decrease the tsunami damage because it'll be pointing away from us.
Raine
a
is
lot
just
of
at this
places.
point, guys. We can't save everybody. Try to save what you can. Focus on winning,
Yeah, and I think the wilds is that.
and
Yeah.
no, that's trying to save everybody. Get it where
The
make as
line of the
small
wilds is
change as you
on the
can.
coast. It's on the coast. It doesn't have to travel over
It's not
land.
going to. It's not going to the wild. It's going to Alito. Make it come
For now.
just change it a little bit.
If we can
I'm
try
actually
with the
with Raine on this one. If we're not, I mean, if we're gonna do, I think that if we can't make it go to River, then we need to fight it here. I think that
Yeah.
we need to.
I say
yeah.
we. Tilda says, I say we set up in a port city in Leona.
We need
Probably
the ley
Port
lines, though.
Cyan.
Bring
And
it to the
we
south of
perhaps
Alito.
we can sort of bait it to the
Also,
ley line.
the port cities are already fucked. So I mean,
Yeah, they're not exactly
But
cities
that's-
anymore. It's just
Yeah,
a
But that's what I'm
flat
saying.
I'm trying to reduce the amount of time it travels over land because that's more cities that it's hitting.
I know.
well, Port Cyan is a coast. I mean, it's not going to travel over land very far to get
If
there.
we
Yeah,
lose,
but
there
if-
are no more cities.
With my idea, it was sort of
Meet
bait
it there
them
and then
in
bait it
Port
in.
Cyan. Yeah, meet it
Oh.
there, and then kind of like try to. I don't know. Ugh,
We
this
can try with
fucking
divine
sucks.
intervention to redirect it to a ley line of our choice, a ley line intersection of our choice. If that doesn't work, we will meet it at the coast, and then somebody's going to be fighting with a hand tied behind their back to keep it teleport alive to get us to a ley line intersection ASAP.
Tilda just glances at Zaitari, knowing it's one of us.
Well, actually, we've got like at least a day. Do you know, like, is there like a mages college that, like, I
Yes.
mean,
The Thundrum Order.
The Thundrum
Yeah.
Order in Vox is the biggest wizard sorcerer college.
could we call in a
in
favor?
a favor with Drasilia, my teacher.
Could maybe be worth it.
Isadora, can you send out a sending to tell the monks to get their asses over here?
Of course.
And
I'll do that. That's my
'Cause
third.
if I can get them near me, like if me and all the monks can be together, we'll at least have like the net to throw out at it. Right.
That is
wherever we
my
meet.
third level spell. Any more sendings from me are going to be using higher spell slot. So
I was gonna have what's her name do it, so you didn't have to.
Oh, Isadora. Yeah, she'll
Doesn't
contact.
have a ton left.
Yeah, I got 3 left, but all right. So you want me to contact a few of the monks?
okay.
Just
Um,
one, and give them the responsibility of contacting all the others.
Yep.
Okay.
They have to
Phone
figure it out.
tree.
They have to figure it out.
She will contact Lynn then, and then
Yeah, that's probably the best bet. Lynn will be able to get it. Like Lynn has her shit together.
and
Belzar
then-
has his shit together too.
Well, yeah, but we didn't want to put both of them together on the team, so that they
Yeah.
didn't both get murdered.
Well, if one
Fair enough.
dies, the other dies, but they can do more good apart than together.
Oh yeah, they're tied together, aren't they?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Belzor's my second, so
and then
definitely need Belzor here.
Isadora says I can contact. If we need somebody from the Thundrum, I know one of the higher ups there. I can contact.
We might need to try to get transportation out of them. I mean, I'm sure there may be some people that just do, transportation spells. I mean, that's something that every city needs somebody that does teleportations. So if they've got some, people that do some teleportations, we could use them.
They do like the majority of them. The majority of the people they teach do end up managing the circles of teleportation outside each major city.
Yeah,
so they'd
see?
probably be They'd probably be your best bet.
And then let's get Nedry to start using his spell slots, because he has access to sending too,
Okay.
to start contacting temples.
All right.
Lyris can also contact people.
Lyris can fly, right?
Yeah, Lyris can fly.
Can Lyris keep an eye on the old one from above?
He will try, but
That
he
is
will,
a risky thing to do with such a good resource.
he will he
But
can
they're also like the most likely to resist any kind of mind control shit.
he's willing to do that. The problem is he'll let you know if it's not traveling alone.
That's
Okay.
incredibly valuable information. We need to know if it's
Yeah.
alone. We need to know the trajectory.
All right.
We need to know if it's stopping for snacks. Like we need to know these things.
Okay. He'll head out in a little bit, and like in he'll head out in 10 minutes to start heading to that location, to where he thinks it is right now, and he'll report back to you guys momentarily.
Are we gonna have the clerics try to do the divine intervention thing to redirect them to the wilds, or no?
So I think it's the divine intervention. We have to count on it not working. I think the better use of divine intervention would be to have them nearby, have them using their spell slots to heal as necessary, but to use the divine intervention to, if needed, grant us the power to transmute the pieces on the spot. And then if that doesn't work, transportation to the Leylands. I think that's what we should stockpile. Our
I think that would be
We
a
do
more
have 5
reasonable.
days until we're going to be confronting this.
Raine is heavily on lure them to the ley line. Don't.
So we might as well try at least for 2 days of them doing divine intervention, because
DM,
It's
this
going
would probably
unused
be
otherwise.
something that Mel would ask like to Tilda, but obviously Ro does not know this answer, and you would know if Tilda knows. Will, if we were to,
You don't know I don't know the answer.
I'm going to assume. Just wait till you hear the question.
Okay.
You don't. Do we know if massive loss of property and or life would happen just from the moving of a ley line? Like, if we were to just divine intervention and move a ley line, would it just fuck shit up by itself? Because I know that moving ley lines has caused damage, but I don't know if it is tied together, if it can happen without damage. Does that make sense?
I mean, there would be. You probably have to ask Morley this, because he is the ley line expert.
Yeah, he is much better at, like, that's his specialty.
Yeah, that's
Not that
his.
you're not
That's
good
his.
at stuff, Tilda.
That's why you have him around.
Yeah.
You're right. I don't know.
Is he there right? You're right.
I mean, you pretty much send out a mass. Well, all right. First of all, we have to get it established. Do you send out the mass call for everybody to get to Leona?
Fuck it, yeah.
Remember, you can ask something. It's not necessarily going to happen, even if you roll it.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And again, it is a highly, highly improbable chance.
Yeah, that's why I'm wondering if we should just do it first before we tell everybody, like, since we have 3 shots, we could roll them, see what happens, and then tell everybody where to go. Because regardless, if it doesn't work, then, we do the Leona plan. If it does, then we tell, hey, we're going to go to the wilds now.
Do you want to try now?
Alright, yeah, if you guys want to try, that's fine. I don't think it's going to work, so we might as well go ahead and try it now. So that we can make a decision.
If a lure is going to work, it'd be a divine intervention lure, so might as well try.
Exactly.
All right. So you got 3 chances. Nenrine is 12. So you have to get it between.
What level is Kasov?
Kasov would be 15.
I will roll for Nenrine.
Okay. And who was the other one? Princess Helena?
Princess
That who we
Elena
were?
would be
Motherfucker.
14.
Oh,
So
what
you-
about the Morden cleric that's currently working on the Godslayer?
Grim?
Yeah.
Grim is 20. So you have 4 technically.
Wait, it
Okay.
automatically
20,
works
yeah.
at level 20.
It does?
Yeah.
All right, you
Yeah.
have Grim then.
Well, there we go.
Do you want to
19
try
cleric,
3 other
19
quests?
cleric, 1 fighter.
No, he's not knight. He's full cleric because I didn't want to fucking spec that out.
That's fair.
All right.
Um,
You have his divine intervention.
Well,
what is it
redirect
that we
it to the
want?
wilds?
Huh?
The trouble is, if
It
if
guarantees we get divine intervention. Doesn't mean we get what we want.
but here's the thing. If we
Now, there it is, pretty permissive. I wouldn't let you guys get away with this shit as the
I know, right? I know.
Now,
I will say
I-
if we
so I'm gonna interject with one thing. It's divine intervention. Remember that old ones are on par with gods.
well,
Yep.
what I was, and this is kind of what I was gonna say, was I feel like if we were to use a definite ability to do anything, what we should do is not try to redirect it, because if we're redirecting it, that's literally trying to go head to head against a god. Whereas if instead we're saying, okay, put some fucking ley lines here, buddy, we're more trying to like go with its plans already. It's probably not gonna piece the fuck out because there's extra ley lines here. Instead, it's gonna be like, ooh, tastier, and then we also have the ley lines to transmute its bits.
Yeah, I think that's fine
Can
too.
we just say, what if we just ask for the spot where the 3 ley lines intersect in the Galantara Duchy of Leona, move them to Port
Cyan.
Cyan or Port Fish?
We shouldn't tell them where to move it until we know where we're meeting it.
Okay.
Solid point.
I guess
I'm
the idea there is that we don't redirect it at that point. We're just being like, come on, bro, let's go. Stand on
Yeah,
the beach.
Exactly.
yeah.
And I think
Exactly.
that's
We're
also
meeting it
the
where it's
thing.
going. But I
Uh,
will say, if we do
but-
have multiple ley lines, then we can put the bait there to sweeten the pot.
Right, and if we're moving the ley lines, that's where it's gonna want to go, right?
Because doesn't it feed on ley lines a little bit? Like, aren't
It-
they like a tasty like butter on your popcorn type
It,
deal?
it feeds on the negative emotions of humanoids.
That's so specific.
Mm.
Okay.
Like, a lot like fear, anger, any depression, melancholy, suffering.
Oh, so it's heading straight for us then.
Yeah, no
Well,
shit.
As I said, stick an arcane megaphone on Inthe.
Anxiety.
We just cast thaumaturgy on Aoife and she just radiates.
You
Even
should
if us is like,
just
damn,
standing in
kid,
an open field.
cheer up.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, if we
Best
can get
time of your life,
Lyris-
kid.
if we can get Lyris to tell us, like, essentially what kind of line it's taking to get to Leona, we can tell
Essentially
Warden
where
Cleric
it's
guy where we need the ley lines to
grim.
be moved.
Well, what-
Grim, sorry,
why
yeah.
don't we do this? Why don't we see if Lyris will head out and see if he can find out which directions he's got, find out which direction it's going, and while Lyris is doing that, because we know we have probably at least one day minimum. We've got
Or-
a day, probably a little bit more. But we don't know if this one travels at the same rate as the other one. So
And we also don't know if it's just going to, it's heading towards Leona now. It could change direction at any point.
true. I'm assuming it's very much a heading the direction it's going to go, like a momentum type deal. But what if we were to go ahead and send Lyris, ask Grim and everybody else to get their asses over here, and have this be our base of operations? We get everybody over here, because worst case scenario, we could teleport from here somewhat with various aids. But this way, we could go ahead and communicate, get everything done. I say we put out the call to have people come here, and then we see if we can find out exactly where this thing is heading.
I have a suggestion for this as well. Because Melanie has to be embiggened to cut up the old one, right?
Yep.
I
mean,
Grim
yeah.
and a baby Bjorn, so that when the
Yeah.
divine intervention goes off, it's literally just make the ley line right where I am. And we'll have a level 20 cleric with level 20 cleric spells like mass heal.
I want you to know that, like, every time we play D&D, it just makes me sad that I'm not very good at drawing, because I just want to, like, share with the whole world just the exact imagery of this. Like, truly amazing.
That's probably the most economical way to make sure that the ley lines land right where we want them.
Will say divine intervention is not necessarily, while it might be guaranteed that it works, it might not be guaranteed that it works immediately. We do not know the length of time it would take to happen. I do think
For them
that
to
having it
move.
happen slightly beforehand would probably be smart. But I think that we should just get everybody here first. I think that should be our first action at this point.
I can always scry on Natosa.
When
to
you
see-
scry, so here's a question: when you scry
Look,
on
if
a creature,
Australia could do it, I could do it. Okay.
well, but this is my question though: if you scry on a creature that large, is it kind of like when you zoom out in a video game and you're gonna get a bird's eye view, or are you gonna get more of like a zoomed in view that's useless? Like, what are you gonna end up seeing when you scry? Do you think?
It's gonna have to
I
be a
mean,
zoomed out
Australia
version.
said she scried and said it was heading towards Leona.
Yeah, so it has to be a zoomed out version.
Well, in that case, I mean, just let us protect you while it happens, in case we need to like slap the ball out of your hand or something.
Yeah. Sure.
So you're gonna scry.
Yep.
Okay.
Tilda
Oh,
pulls
God.
out I think she has a mirror. That is absolutely her scrying.
Guidance. It's not gonna help here, but guidance.
AoE, long rest. Mod, right?
We're not playing Baldur's Gate. Stop it. It doesn't work that way.
You can't stop me, yeah.
Okay. Let's see. You have heard a target. You have.
Nope, that's not the one I wanted. That's the one. Alright, so I now have one of my 3rd level spell slots back. And by the way, before you roll for it, the save is going to be a 2.
Okay, I figured you were gonna do that. All right. So this is what you see now. So your focus shifts to an aerial view of
Hey.
something,
And then it zooms in.
yeah,
Ah.
then it starts to zoom in. So that's where you're going.
You just hear the whispers in the back of your head. Enhance.
So you start out at a zoom overhead view of the ocean. It's more or less a let me put it this way. It's not a peaceful ocean at this point.
Obviously.
There is
hasn't been for a while.
Hasn't been for a while. You just see these large, what I can only describe as like hills or mounds of water radiating from a particular area, going every which way away from this massive moving entity that is beneath the water. What is a little more disturbing at this point is the amounts of winged undead that seems to be slowly moving with this mass as well. Your vision quickly dips below the water line, to where you assume is not quite the ocean's bottom, because then at that point you wouldn't see anything because it's dark in there. But you at least see the top of this mass of tentacles, this like ooze-like monstrous figure that looks very similar to the old ones you've seen in the books. Just ooze that has been shaped into tentacles and skulls and just horrid eldritch being dragging itself slowly on the ocean floor.
Good God, it's walking.
Dragging.
Oh, it's not even swimming.
That's
though.
worse.
But when your vision dips below the water and you see the top
It's like
of
an
this,
octopus. You guys know how much I hate octopus.
I didn't know.
activities.
I mean, you don't see that. I mean, if it had
Ugh.
tentacles, it would be on the floor, but you don't see, because it's
Ugh,
dark and it's the
ugh,
ocean.
ugh.
You see the top of it moving.
Yeah.
Alongside it, you see undead whales, undead creatures of other sorts traveling next to it, and you get the sinking feeling it probably has a few or more undead servants walking alongside it on the ocean floor.
Mm-hmm.
I will say, at least undead whales aren't that dangerous on land.
That is true.
Maybe.
They're
You
just
say that
very
now.
large.
They're just very
Yeah,
large.
exactly. You say that now.
Wasn't there a recent like shark horror movie about an undead shark?
Probably. They made a
That-
ton of those.
It lands on a group of tourists who also then turn undead and their legs pop out and it turns into like a centipede shark on the land, but like a zombie.
Horrifying.
I don't.
Wow.
It's very camp.
I don't. That wouldn't surprise me. They make a lot of shark movies like that nowadays. It just looks ridiculous.
And horrifying.
But there is an army walking alongside this thing.
Cool.
Yeah, it's probably going in Leona's direction if you had to like take in like direction it's going into when you had the overhead view of it.
Okay. When you say Leona direction, do you mean
I mean,
like because Port Cyan and Port Fish are fairly far away from each other?
yes, in the direction of northeast-ish.
That's not helpful. Is it more southerly northeast or is it more northerly northeast?
Southerly northeast.
Shut up.
It's very hard to tell.
All right, DM, these are some shenanigans. But if now is not the time to ask for shenanigans, then I don't know when is.
What would you like to do?
Could I please cast Detect Thoughts whilst I'm in this cry?
Oh my god. Do you want to die?
Oh my God, what is the DC on this sanity roll? Because it is gonna.
You're gonna be using that 14.
This is the moment that Tilda goes completely insane.
You
She's going
you
to undergo
certainly
immediate
hang on.
Isteromourphosis.
Hang on. First of all, I would like to make my argument for this because I do have the dual focused feat where I can concentrate on 2 different spells at the same time. And I'm not looking to get its deeper thoughts. I'm really more looking to get where it thinks it wants to go.
You're trying
I'm
to
gonna-
okay.
I'll ping the detect thoughts. If you say no, I will completely understand. I'm not looking, I don't think the undead things have thoughts
You would be
right now.
very, very correct about that.
Okay, great.
All right. I kind of just want to give this to you because I love it. All right. Here,
I'm not looking for, like I said, I'm not looking for deeper thoughts, so I'm not expecting a saving throw on this one.
Yep.
They don't need to do this.
Okay. So this is what you get. So
I don't know what you guys are talking
It's
about,
Baldur's
Zaitari.
Gate, it's
That's
fine.
exactly why I said
Inthe.
it that way.
one of these days we'll buy the game for you.
It's not that I don't want. It's not that I'm.
Yeah, honestly, I'm gonna be honest. If you don't like I think
You
that
will
this would
not
not
like
be
it.
up,
It would-
up Rose
no.
alley.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I've
Absolutely
seen the
not.
beginning bits of it because I've seen somebody play the beginning, the intro bit of it. And I'm
Oh,
like,
fucking
nope,
creepy.
no, thank
I
you.
loved it.
We just have to download a mod that turns all the mind flayers into bunnies.
Yeah, the
Sure.
Mind Flayers to Kittens mod. That's definitely a thing, right?
I mean, I'm sure it's gonna be eventually.
Eventually it will
Probably.
be.
Okay. So
That's not
so
terrifying.
the mind of an Elrichar is it's really can be pretty incomprehensible to some extent. So
Hilda's going into this knowing that it's a risk, but
yeah.
this is important enough to her. This is heading for her home.
Yeah. Okay. So you get this
Nah, Tilda.
you get this wave of there is your deepest fears that you have ever imagined do not even compare to what this being contains.
Mm-hmm.
Thousands upon thousands of souls have met their end at this creature's base.
Yeah.
There is fear, there is anger, there is a madness that you can only on the surface touch. There is just you feel like just being within the presence of this being for too long can result in profound and irreversible insanity. Your human psyche is, if you decide to go probe even deeper into this creature's mind, you are very ill-equipped to process the existential dread and cosmic insignificance that you as a person would represent. But you do find something. There is a voice that permeates this creature's mind. It is a voice that is very familiar. And what you hear is just lingering on this thing's mind. It's part of its motivation. And the voice says, "If I were you, I would head to Valido. They just experience an internal struggle in itself. You should set your mind to feast there. Don't worry. I'll make sure it's prepared for you."
Lynn's just like, I can see the flailing in my mind.
It is the voice of the once
voice.
Alexandria.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Oh, okay, yeah. I thought she was. No, she got away.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Why didn't we go after that person?
Because we
there
had
was
other
nowhere
shit to do.
We didn't know where to
Yeah.
find them.
That too.
That's also valid.
So you're almost you're very sure at this point that the target is Valido. Or its intended target is in Valido. What you also get from this being is you expected, the text had described to you a being of overwhelming hunger. There is that overwhelming hunger there, but it's not to the point where it's a ravenous, starving beast. You kind of get the sense that it has fed before coming out. Probably on the multitude of undead that's around you. Or the once undead. The once not undead turned undead.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
So there is a sharp, lucid
So it's not
mind there.
it's not just the suffering of humanoids.
Probably, I mean, whales are very
Whales-
intelligent.
Whales are not humanoids.
That's true.
They are very intelligent, but they're not humanoid.
Probably it may have started on non-humanoid things before working up to the
Fair enough.
multiples of humanoid undead that are around it.
Well, if you watch Star Trek IV: The Voyage Home,
I have watched
George and Gracie?
Star Trek 4, The Voyage Home. I know about the whales.
Is that the one with George
They're
and
the
Gracie
only-
the whales?
they're
They're the
only
last
intelligent life
whales
on Earth,
left?
You know,
Yeah. Okay.
They're very
as far as
smart.
the aliens are concerned.
Whales.
Fair enough.
Is there anything
If you
else you're
watch,
trying to figure out? Sorry.
No.
Ginger.
No, that is enough. I don't know if you need me to roll anything.
I would
or...
roll a Constitution saving throw for me, please.
Okie dokie. Oh.
The question
Can
you
I
want
ask what
that
the DC is?
for.
Can I ask what the
Yeah.
DC is, please?
Roll.
You can ask.
You can. I mean,
Well,
you just asked.
I did ask.
Yeah.
If you
He's got
say
no answer.
no,
No.
okay, fine.
What's your highest portent today?
14,
Hmm.
which
What's your-
with
what's your
my
plus?
11 is 25, which isn't
Not
bad.
I mean,
Generally
yeah.
speaking,
Also,
30
14
is
is
usually the highest call. 30 is usually the highest call, so
Mm.
you're one step down. Probably okay.
I do also need to. I think I'm gonna ping the dual focused. I think I need to. Yeah, both spells simultaneously and spend a standard action each subsequent round. Okay, then never mind. I don't need to do it. Wait, nope. Concentrating on, you must make a con saving throw. DC equals 10 plus the number of complete rounds. You've been concentrating on 2 spells. Would you say that's about 1 round or more?
I would say that's about a little more. You got a lot from that.
That is true. If you want, I can take a full, like, detect thoughts only lasts for a minute. Scrying lasts for 10 minutes. I can take the detect thoughts at the very least. That full amount of rounds if you would
Yeah.
like. Anyway,
Yeah.
I will use the. I'm going to use the 14 plus my 11
So 25.
so for 25
Okay.
for the initial what's it called? Roll that you asked from me.
Okay. So
Um,
you are not psychically injured from the detect thoughts you have you did on this being. However, you do hear the following.
Uh-oh.
Mortal, heed my words if you dare, for your world teeters on the brink of annihilation. I am the darkness that dwells beyond the stars, the ancient terror that defies comprehension. Your feeble mind can scarcely fathom the depths of my malevolence, and your feeble soul are but playthings in my grand cosmic design. Beneath the shroud of your pitiful reality, I stir, awakening from eons of slumber. My tendrils of madness stretch across the abyss, casting a shadow upon your world. You will hear the whispers in the night. You will hear the chilling whispers that awaken dread in your hearts. They are but echoes of my insatiable hunger. And then you are thrown out of its mind.
So that
I would
was
like
the
to take this
Natosa?
moment.
Yeah.
I would like
That
to
last
take this
bit?
moment to say that the DM was just waiting for a time to give that speech. 'Cause
Absolutely. yeah.
that was ready, because that was amazing. Or if you improv that, then you need like all the awards ever. Like, I don't know, but shit.
But yeah, you are
Um,
thrown out of his mind after that short spiel.
Okay, fair enough.
Oh,
Um,
oh.
all right.
That was a good.
Let's say for the dual focus thing, so DC equals 10 plus the number of complete rounds you've been concentrating. So that's what, a 20 that I need to make on the detect thoughts
Mm-hmm.
and
Technically, you need to
scrying.
make like 10 rolls though. It's like each round, right?
Yeah, that's true. Okay. Do you want me to make these rolls?
Just make one
DM?
roll.
Okay. I'm totally down to make these rolls. I just
Okay, you're fine.
um
So you.
I know you wanted. I'm sure you wanted to give that speech. Anyway. So I think Tilda, she may not have been psychically injured, but I think you all watched as like her fingers gripping the mirror in front of her, like her eyes are like what have gone completely white. Her fingers grip the mirror even tighter, like her knuckles are white. I think there is sort of a, she's trying to say everything that she sees and everything that she's hearing. So it's sort of like, basically what the DM just said to us all, but quicker and in Tilda's voice. And sort of like a little bit more scattered too. So, there's a voice. It says, go to Valido. It's saying, go to Valido. I'll make sure that there's suffering there. It's the voice that was within Alexandria. Like, and then repeating the speech that Natosa said, and then there's like gasp. Tilda blinks a few times. You see her eyes have returned to their pale blue color, and she is gripping the mirror even tighter, to the point of like, if there were, I mean, let's face it, it's a mirror that Tilda owns, so it's probably got like elaborations on the handle and stuff. That's probably drawing a little bit of blood. And she just like kind of has to force herself to put it down and release.
As we're all like seeing this, I'm just like, Mel is like ready to just like bitch slap this mirror out of your hands just in case. And as you're telling us this, she's just like, Raine, get the strongest alcohol in the house. Go. Like, she's just like,
I
gonna
reach
be
into my pack.
I was about to
I
say,
don't go
yeah,
anywhere.
Raine
I
just like
know
pulls
you
something
have it
out of her
on you.
pocket.
I know there's a bag somewhere on your person that just has like basically Everclear.
All right, so now we know where it's going. We
Well,
should ask.
okay, in that case, I I don't think that we will be able to get this thing to go to a different place. I think that we are best suited to try to make the get as many people to safety as we can, and try to put the ley lines that we need here, if possible.
We need to get
It's
to Valido immediately,
yes.
as soon as possible. And we need to tell the Queen. Tell the Queen to evacuate the entire city before whatever that thing is planning happens. Tilda, I think she wasn't damaged or anything, but I do think her hand is a little shaky as she reaches for Melanie and grabs her hand and just to sort of, because I assume she was sitting down when she did this ritual, and so she pulls herself up. Zaitari, do you have teleportation prepared today?
Always.
Can you get us to Valido?
Absolutely.
Isadora, Chambers, if you all could direct people towards Valido, the people that we need contacted, keep our keep open for refugees.
Isadora, Chamber says, "It will be done, my lady."
And you know the King of Algor, yes?
Isadora says, "Yes."
Great. Please inform him as well of changing plans.
I will do so as soon as possible. I have 2 left, so I'll use them sparingly, and then tomorrow be in contact and we'll notify as many people as I can.
Given that she has 2 left, I'm gonna say, who are the 2 most important people that we feel need to know? I think it's probably the 2 different adventuring groups. Yeah?
Those are the big things, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
the
I
two
will tell
adventuring groups and then the monks.
the monks.
Yeah.
Okay,
So priority
I will
to
tell her.
those. And
So
then...
Isadora's already, so she's already contacted Lynn about getting everybody to Leona. So that's already in motion. I guess she'll contact the 2 adventuring groups to start heading over to Valido then.
Yeah, tell them the 2 adventuring groups to get to Valido. I have one of my third level spell slots back. I will contact Lynn and say, more specific location, Valido.
You hear back? Got it. On it. Good luck.
You as well.
Also,
Well,
I'm just remembering.
Can't say that.
Simulacrum Zaitari has sending, because I always have sending. But I
It's
have
very
a
weird
question
having
for
2
you.
of you here.
I know.
One of them's just standing there.
Yeah, she's just kind of chilling.
Yeah. I'm
I
just
would
imagining you
assume-
pulling a mannequin along with you and just
Yeah.
come along.
Yeah, I would assume that my simulacrum would be able to cast sending to all the people that I would be able to cast sending to.
Yeah, I would assume so.
Okay, great. So then I'll have her relay to the King of Algor,
She doesn't get anything back, right? Ever.
the new plan and stuff, and anybody else to help just disseminate information so that Isadora doesn't have to have a panic attack about having no sendings.
I mean, what KK just said is a good point. Does the simulacrum get messages back from people, and will she tell us about them, or?
I mean, the
I was talking
simulacrum.
spell slots. She's not getting any of those back if she uses them, right?
Oh, the spell slots, that too.
I don't think simulacrum can regain them under any circumstances. I think. not sure about that though.
I think it's just hit points. I'm fairly sure it's just hit points, but let me check.
Sorry, excuse me.
Why am I thinking? Or I think I'm thinking because it just doesn't get the spell it had or something. Why am I thinking that?
So
Nor can it
cannot
regain
expended spell slots. Yep, you're right.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So I would not waste its spell slots.
Yeah, never mind. No, it is not doing that.
Yeah. So I can message King Jonah. Let him know about the plan.
Okay.
If that's because I presume we are going to be having some sort of rest. If we can.
Yeah, well, it sounds like we will probably be able to have at least one more long rest, if not two. We'll have to see the pace at which this thing is moving.
I mean, if we're definitely getting a long rest, Zaitari is just kind of being very protective of her spell slots, but she will send sendings as needed as well, because I haven't cast anything, so.
There was one other sending that I think is important, and it's to the people working on the Godslayer.
Mm-hmm.
And basically say, timetable is moving up. Get that thing ready ASAP, and get that thing ready and to Valido ASAP.
Yeah. Zaitari will tell Tegan.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll try our best. Stay safe, love.
Yeah, Zaitari just looks extremely upset.
Yeah, we all do.
Very good thing. Eva's
you didn't
not
feel the
cutting these
deaths of
things.
thousands of people.
No, I know, but you're right. But also, Tilda's definitely like,
yeah,
this is her
That's
home.
the mind of an old. That's the
you
mind
also
of an old
and
don't
just,
know
just
that. Yeah, that too.
Mind of an old.
Yeah, and none of you
Two of
know
them, really.
that Zaitari felt the deaths of tens of thousands of people just like rock through her mind. So.
All right.
All right. So you guys want to go to Valido? You want to talk to the queen? I assume.
Hang on. Is teleportation circle? It is not a ritual.
I'm not putting this book down until it's done.
I mean, that's fair. I mean, I just imagine Melanie like carrying you, just like.
Yeah.
Didn't they make you a backpack?
Yeah, we have a little backpack for her, some other stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, because there's so much of this plan that hinges on my ability to manipulate ki, and that's tied directly to my wisdom. So I'm like, this whole conversation that like Aoife's jaw's been clenched, you can see like a vein popping in her forehead from stress, but she hasn't stopped reading because she knows like this is important.
Yeah, I mean, also once we get to Valido, I'll just cast Magnificent Mansion. That way we have effectively a nice mobile base and also a quiet reading spot for Aoife.
Question for you.
She gets a quiet reading spot.
On Magnificent
Mansion, not tons of quiet reading spots.
If you cast Mansion, like, and the door is like in a cart, and we move the cart, does the door move?
No, it's not.
No, we've gone over this.
We've done that before. I think the only leeway that we have is
what if we put it in
the dome?
Yeah, it was the hut.
Put it in a rib cage, like in Baldur's Gate.
No.
I apparently haven't gotten that far.
Someone made a post about how rib cages are
less. Yeah, they're less. They weigh less than burlap sacks.
Oh really?
Oh,
okay, I didn't know that.
Nice.
I didn't even realize that rib cages held things.
I mean,
it's good to know.
Yeah, they hold
a
organs.
lot of body parts do. Like severed heads can hold stuff too.
What?
Well, I mean, I've
no,
looted
that's
one
true.
before, I
That's
think.
true because they have a brain. So
Moving
Yeah, I want to say
on.
that I opened one time, but maybe not. Maybe it was a rib cage. I mean, there's
Yeah,
always
you
like,
just love
moving,
just dumped it.
moving on, please. At least I've
Talk about things I know.
The particle club. No.
I will say there is a whole
The
channel
fuck up.
of just Baldur's Gate nonsense that we don't what's that word? Make you live through.
Yeah.
yeah, I mean,
Subject
I
me
literally
to.
made a whole server
Subject.
for Baldur's Gate bullshit.
Oh,
So
it's Queen Nelly. I love her.
Um,
She loves sitting on watermelons and pumpkins. Also crowding into a sink with her two other cat friends.
mine all love sitting in windows together. Did I share? Oh, I didn't share that picture with you guys. Hold on, let me post this. When I was home visiting last week, and
I don't
it'll
know
be coming.
who this cat is.
This
Queen
co-
Nelly,
it-
this
but I
weekend.
love her.
Yeah, she's the queen.
Obviously. Boop.
It's not Nelly.
Alright.
It's no.
oh, I love the
wish-
pile of kitties.
I wish
Yep.
my guys loved each other.
My cats barely tolerate each other, and they're
And they are
literally
litter
blood
mates.
siblings.
Yeah, like I can't
Right.
believe how well they all get along, and it makes me so happy.
That is nice. Okay, back to saving Valito.
Yeah, okay. So
Yeah.
you guys are gonna go to Valido. You're gonna pop the
Mhm.
mansion there. You need an audience with the queen.
Yeah,
Who-
Tilda is just immediately hailing like the fastest cab or whatever, to get to the castle.
Okay, we get
From the
we get a hippo lift to the castle.
Yeah.
Bring back the hippo lifts and yeah. If you get in contact with Thanik, he will immediately like bring you and the rest of you up to speed with what's happening.
What's up? The world's ending.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah. He basically figured this was
Oh,
tied.
trust.
Yeah,
We know.
He basically figured this was tied to whatever you guys were doing. So like the queen's already dispatched the majority of the armies to like some of the armies to the coast. A lot of the armies are still in, like half the army is still around Valido because he had the feeling something might be going down soon. So right now is refugee efforts. But that's probably gonna change once you tell him what's going on.
Yeah. But when I have an audience with Thanik and the queen, I can't even remember what the queen's goddamn name is right
It's
now.
been a while.
Queen Guinevere or Genevieve or
I think
Genevieve sounds familiar.
let me
I think it's Guinevere.
Mm.
give me a second.
I know the princess is Alyssa.
Yes.
That much I know.
Queen Alyssa's mom.
Princess Alyssa's mom.
Who's got it going on?
Well, no, Queen is the title, and then Alyssa's mom is literally the name.
That's fair. Okay, yes, you're right. Queen Princess
Alright.
Alyssa's mom.
No.
Not at all confusing.
Not at
Nope.
all. No.
That's like the Great Green Dragons.
Oh, we still got the dragon sphere shit going on. Oh, all the dragons are dying.
That's like the bottom of the fucking list.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. That is not important
Well,
right now.
Tell that to King Jonah.
Victoria.
I mean, he's-
Victoria, you're right. Fucking hell.
I thought it was Victoria. I had to double check in my notes.
I mean, at least
Boring.
King Jonah is still alive. So
For now.
There's a reason why he hasn't really said much to people in these years.
yeah.
Yeah, tell that to King Jonah. Tell that to Isadora.
Eh.
By the way, we know that your species is in danger, but this is more important.
The world.
Isadora,
The
well,
world.
my Tay is, the dragon. Isadora is just, well, not just, like, girlfriend,
Your friends.
Yeah.
No, they were roommates. Sorry.
they were cousins,
I mean,
if we go by Sailor Moon logic.
Guys,
Oh yeah.
guys, if I hit a key and somehow made Discord full screen with no ability to make it smaller, has that ever happened to you guys?
Escape.
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 Didn't do it, but I just
Oh,
closed it with
no.
an X. Nope.
Oh,
Escape isn't doing anything. It's just
Try F11.
Like-
Yeah.
F11.
Mhm.
F11
No,
is the
that was the one I thought I would
button.
use too.
I will
I like
Google
that
it for you.
Yeah,
For all delete.
I'm gonna have to force stop the program. I think it's not supposed to do what it's doing.
Yeah. I mean,
Control Shift
that's
F.
Control Shift F. Oh, you know what? And that's because I was doing Control Shift V.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
I hit an F.
Yep.
I
Yep, that'll do it.
never would have. I would have had to Google it. I would have never hit that combo on purpose. Ever again.
anyway.
Anyways, yeah. You guys take priority over other people. It's her palace is the epitome of chaos right now.
Oh,
There-
I bet.
Right.
There are so many nobles and ambassadors and missionaries coming through her doors. Like, there are people waiting. There is like such a long line of people waiting to see her.
Yeah, at this point, Tilda does not care about decorum. She goes way past the line, bursts into Queen Victoria's offices, and says, Your Majesty, I understand you're busy. We need to talk.
I was expecting you. She immediately like shoos away who she was talking to, and if they raise a stink about it, Princess Alyssa is already there with her halberd, just like with the look of get the fuck out right now.
Sometimes you need a warrior queen or a warrior princess.
And then
Certain
she
cases.
just literally like with her like the tip of her halberd just begins to like shove people out. The guards are just like, we're just gonna let her do what she wants because she obviously doesn't need us. And then she has whoever came with Tilda. She has you. All right. Queen Victoria says,
I
"Okay,
tell her
my
everything.
dear. What? Okay,
In as much detail and sense as I possibly can manage,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm telling her everything.
Okay. She
And then I end with, we need to evacuate the city. Right now.
Thanik, and Thanik's like right there. Send word to the guard. Evacuate the city as soon as possible. And Thanik's like, where should we bring them to? Bring them to as many. We will have to split them off to as many duchies as possible. Currently, normally, I would try to relocate them to another major country city as asking for a favor, but we don't have that luxury currently because everybody else is in the same state. So temporary.
Rosewater Keep is also open
Okay.
to refugees.
All right, Thanik's like, I'm on it, and he's already like yelling to the captain of the guards, like, all right, listen, this is what we have to do. Okay. Unfortunately, says Queen Victoria, it's going to take a couple of days moving this many people. We'll begin the process today, but there's still going to be people here. Unfortunately, some people are a little more stubborn, I would say, because this is their home.
I understand.
What support can we provide you in the meantime besides the evacuation? We're stretched very thin right now, but if this is
We are acquiring our allies and directing them here. I believe the best Tilda sort of pinches her nose with her fingers, and in that like sort of stressed gesture that a lot of people do, and says, "I'm torn between asking for clerics to be the first line, and because there's so many undead coming with it, or just knowing that that is a suicide mission, and telling everyone to just get away as far from the western shore as possible."
Princess Alyssa will stand up and say, if it helps any, I can contact the Sisterhood of the Bold to assist. They are a separate entity from our forces, our main forces. And
Yes,
they're not as
Prim.
large, but they will fight to their dying breath. I know they will.
We knew one of the Sisterhood of the Bold, Primrose. She traveled with us for a while. I'm sure if Your Highness, if you trust them, and if Prim trusts them, then I don't wish to send people into a suicide gambit.
I'm sure if you told High Inquisitor Tanya of the Sisterhood this, she would smile and tell you that's what they do. In the meantime, it says Queen Victoria, in the meantime, we'll contact Dighton, see what forces they can spare us. I'm sure that they will,
If they send their clerics, send them here. Not to the shore.
Okay. How long, Queen Victoria says, how long, in your estimation, if you know, how long do we have?
Until the entity is here?
Yeah. Yes.
In Valido?
Yes.
A few days.
Did I
One,
just
maybe two.
have myself muted, turn myself off mute, gently burp at you guys, and then mute myself again?
No.
Okay,
No,
it didn't
but
get through because I
that's enough.
did those
Now we
actions
know.
in that order, but apparently my burp did not come through, which makes me very happy, honestly.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a good one.
No, I realized I was like, I just unmuted myself for that, not muted myself for that.
I will tell you that the only downside to whether it's a llama or alpaca, I can never tell the difference.
That's probably an alpaca.
Okay, alpaca.
Yeah, it's pretty fluffy.
Yeah, alpaca. It won't do well in the desert.
Oh, fuck no. It would immediately overheat and die horribly.
Well, see, there's a downside then, Lynn.
I mean, Lynn Mel doesn't do well in the desert either. We can both just be angry the whole time we're in the desert. It's fine.
Listen, I'm just saying, it is a magical steed. Maybe it's not affected by weather.
Yeah. Also, it's got room in there. Maybe it's got a little air conditioner unit under all that fur. Maybe that's why it's so fluffy.
I doubt it.
No, it's keeping secrets in its fur. That's why it's so fluffy.
Anyways.
Garbage horse.
Oh, garbage horse.
Thank you.
I miss
garbage horse. Hey, it did more damage than you that one fight.
It did.
I mean, I realized that
it was a great garbage horse.
I mean, I realized that it was not a high number for anybody, but okay, so we're currently at the castle.
Yep.
have we already sent word to the adventuring groups that are gonna have to meet us here?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, you know what? I bet y'all know everyone else has probably already used up their sendings, but as of tomorrow, we've got a bunch more people we can tap for sendings because we're gonna need to contact the giants, and all the other like
Ooh.
spread out allies that we can.
Yeah, I'll use higher spell slots for that. 4th level to get to the King of the Giants.
Actually, and I mean, I realize we have to retcon it slightly, but you guys did let King Jonah know,
Yes,
Yes.
they
so
did.
it's possible that you could have requested that he send somebody. But
That's
honestly, just sending is fine too. It's whatever you prefer.
My last 3rd level spell I think was used on King Jonah, so or maybe it was Mallory who did it, but as long as the DM's okay with us retconning,
Yeah,
like,
I'm
oh, by
okay
the
with
way,
you
please
retconning.
tell
right
the
now.
giants we need their help too.
Yeah.
Then whatever. I'm happy not to use a spell slot.
Okay. If there's nothing else you guys want to do this day, I will call it here.
Are we getting a guaranteed long rest?
You're getting guaranteed long rest.
Okay, great.
Am I able
Before
to change my wisdom?
Okay, so it has been, or sorry, so day
I lost track of the
31
days.
oh, 31 and 32, you got the dexterity. 33. By day 34, which is next session, at the end of that session, if you guys take a long rest, you will have your wisdom. Have had your wisdom bumped. Yeah. So right
Is the
now,
wisdom the first or the second one that you did?
wisdom was the second. You did dex first, I believe, right?
Mhm.
Hemlock?
Yes.
I did dex first because my dex was at 20. That put it to 22. My wisdom's at 22 because of an item. This will put it at 24.
Okay.
Nice.
So what if you long rest next session, you will have.
Yeah, I don't long rest right now.
Okay. Just reading that book.
Don't worry.
Yeah.
I just tap you on the head. Just like, you got this. Greater restoration. Get rid of the exhaustion.
Yeah, it's appreciated.
You have drinking so many 5-hour energy drinks.
There's like
I
a
think-
caffeine IV in your arm at this point.
I don't think that works because I'm immune to poison.
Yeah.
Nah.
And caffeine's
Um,
like technically an irritant, a poison.
It is, yeah.
Mhm.
There is one more thing I would like Tilda to do.
Okay.
At some point when she gets a moment to herself, she will use a 4th level spell slot to use sending to send Theo a message that just says, "I love you. Stay safe, please."
You hear back. We love you. We miss you. You stay safe as well.
Okay.
All right.
Cool.
So
Cool.
you guys might have combat next session. FYI.
You don't say.
No way.
And
Okay.
so
I
be
was gonna-
prepared. So be prepared for that.
I was gonna ask Jared,
Yes.
do you know approximately when the big fight's gonna fall and if we are going to be making any kind of special arrangements for a longer session for said big fight?
I
Like
mean,
starting earlier or something like that.
Not really. I have an idea. I already have the maps and everything prepared for what I need.
I will not be available on the 15th
Okay, let me see that. I'm hoping.
or the 22nd.
Oh, okay. So we can. I mean, if it starts on the 8th, it starts on the 8th, and then we'll continue on the 29th.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure that there wasn't going to be like an impromptu 12-hour.
No,
8-hour
no,
combat or
no,
something.
no. I'm not gonna do that to you guys. I will break it up if need be.
Yeah, that
There's-
was many years ago when I was
Nenreen
able
showed
to
up.
stay up like that.
All of our ages begin with 3, I believe.
Mallory may not.
No. I mean, I'm 30 now, so
Yeah, all of our ages
Oh, okay.
begin with the
With
3.
three.
So we're
Oh, you
now.
youngins.
we're well
Technically
past
still
the
true.
time.
Woo! Much
Well
longer.
past the time for super long sessions.
Oh, I thought you
so-
said all of our ages began with a 3 now, not begin with a 3, in which case, yes, that is accurate.
we're all in our 30s.
We're all old. Or up.
KK, you and I are gonna be middle aged in a few years, right? A couple of years.
It's all downhill after next year for me.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, already?
Wait, at what point
Well,
is considered
the-
downhill?
Depends on who you ask.
It's
Yeah.
It's not
going
it's
down.
not gonna- I'm still technically begins with a 3. One more year.
I am 26 days away from being 38.
Okay, so you are older than me. I'm 37. Okay.
I mean, for me, it's all been downhill since day one.
Since 27.
I mean,
I was
yeah.
about to say, I'm like,
0 years old.
just.
All right, Aoife. No.
I didn't ask to be brought into this mortal coil, and yet
Mhm.
here I am.
Here
I
I
didn't
am.
ask to be
Yeah, same.
born.
Why is it so expensive if I'm
What
not
is
even
that?
enjoying myself?
Right, exactly.
I've been 31 for exactly as long as Baldur's Gate 3 has been out.
Oh my god.
Awesome.